Let's do warm up.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
4, 3.
3.
Alright, let's get started with tonight's session. So, last time on Rise of the Runelords, Skirmishers, the party was still ascending the tower, reaching for that climax of the struggles they've been having while traversing through Magnamore. And at the very top of the tower they found a Lamia waiting for them that Robin had just earlier had a close encounter with. He managed to survive a terrible fall, and having recruited the rest of his companions once again, they haphazardly went up the tower, only to find themselves in a tight spot with the Lamia. One terrible fight after, with Sigis almost dying from a terrible stab through his abdomen and leg. And the party sort of very quickly trying to patch up the wounds as they went, and trying to catch up as the Lamia leapt off into the abyss, into the center of the tower, turning herself invisible and skirmishing away. The party gave chase with... Yeah, it was a terrible joke, thank you. The party gave chase with a clever combination of a flying familiar and the use of a see invisibility spell, which caught me quite off guard. But, despite their best efforts and their quite quick response, Zanisha managed to not only take out poor old Korvax, but also get away with just a sliver of health left. And with Robin taking off after her, trying to find what little hidey hole she might have, perhaps reaching as far south as Skiver's Isle, trying to locate her in the one spot that they know of, that they haven't checked, the Seven's sawmill. The party is once again split. Grigori, Sigis are still wandering the top of the tower, getting their hold on every single piece of paper filled with information, as well as coffers filled with, well, loot. And in the meantime, Salera and Nerika have been stranded downstairs, planning perhaps a good cover story for why they are surrounded by over 15 bodies. And that is where we're going to pick up today. So I'm gonna be the one.
We made it up the tower on the last time, right at the end of the session. But either way.
Yeah. I think you guys had just finished preparing your speeches, and a little bit of time, a small time skip happened at the very end of the session, as you guys sort of waited around, and no guards showed up, as the underbridge is a little bit of a no-go zone. In terms of law enforcement. There we go. And after that sort of 30 to 40 minutes of wait time, as Grigori and Sigis cracked open the chests, Salera and Erika went upstairs. So, I'm going to be the one rolling the 4DF, so it's going to be 2v2, nice and even.
Yeah, I like
Sweet.
those odds better.
Yeah. But yes, let's, actually, we don't need to go over to the clock tower map. Let's go over to the party in the tower first. So, Grigori, Sigis, the two of you have collected a quite lucrative amount of loot. There's a plethora of items, some of which you have been unable to identify. But overall, there's there's well over 10,000 gold pieces in equipment, all in all.
Yeah.
That being said, there is one thing that remained unexplored, and that is the contents of the letters that you have picked up. And I'll go ahead and share with you. There's one piece. Yeah, there's one piece of paper.
Letters.
Let me just get everyone. It's Robin, Celera, Sigis, Grigori, and Erica, as well as Munin, otherwise the stream can't see this document. One of the letters, which is very clearly the most recent one, having only just arrived and was partially unfolded on the table when you started exploring this area. It's this one. You should be able to see it right now.
The notes for Zanisha.
Yeah, note for Sinisha. You, Sigis or Grigori, one of you two, please read it for the stream.
If you want, I can read it, unless you want to read the whole thing in the Russian accent.
Doesn't matter to me. I can do it.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Practice. Okay.
My sister, I trust your little band of murderers is doing well, gathering the greedy souls for our Lord thrice. Has Magnamar proven to be as sinful as you had hoped? It may interest you to know that my plan to nurture greed here in this backwater has blossomed. The quality of greed in a soul is so much more refined when it is given the proper care. Are you still simply carving the Sahedron on them as they expire? How crude. My methods of marking is so much more elegant. In any event, I'm sure that your plans for harvesting greed where and when you can find it in the wild are progressing well enough. I just hope that your raw, ungroomed, and likely inferior victims don't interact poorly when mixed with the purity of my own subjects. If you tire of your project there, know that you're always welcome to come to Turtleback Ferry and serve as my assistant. Fort Rannick should be in our control by the time you receive this letter. In any event, there'll be plenty of room for you if you wish to take me up on my generous offer. Oh, before I forget, have you managed to harvest the Lord Mayor yet? By all accounts, he must just be the cream of the crop in Magdamar. His soul might even rival several of my hand-grown harvests. Love, your bitter sister.
Yep.
I honestly thought there was going to be a name at the end, and I,
Nope.
Yeah.
It is just signed "Love Your Dearest Sister," and stamped into the paper itself is the Sahedron rune, just behind that signature. And with that, I will also share with you just a small reminder, nothing new. It's just Grigori and Erica. A small reminder so that we have the notes, extra information on the Sahedron rune for future reference.
Do we know where this Turtleback Ferry and Fort Rannick are?
Yes.
If you give it about 2 seconds, Erica will get up there, and she's got some color commentary on Turtleback at least.
I mean, this would be happening as Erica and Salera are arriving at the top of the tower.
Mm-hmm. How did you guys get up here? I'm kidding. Sorry.
Well,
Forget
there
I said
was
anything.
a rope, and we carefully walked around the edges.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't recommend. What did you find?
We found this letter to Zanisha from her sister. Apparently they have she's also part of this bot, and apparently what they're doing here with these cults is actually happening in lots of places.
What other places, and what are they doing exactly?
I don't know. They will the one that would Sigith know, because the greed is one of the Thessalonian magical. I guess what are they schools?
You would know, and I think this has been mentioned before. In Old Thassalon, in the final age of the Thessalonian Empire, there were 7 domains of the sort of terrain. Like it was an empire sort of composed of 7 different kingdoms, kind of thing. One of them was the Kingdom of Greed, and I mean, each of the kingdoms sort of represented one of the sins. So you have greed, pride, wrath, etc., etc.
They were all like the warped virtues.
Yeah, originally they represented the virtues, and they were sort of upholding charity and generosity and honor. But as time went, it sort of devolved, or at least that is what is depicted in the documents across time.
So do you guys know anything about this like harvesting of greed? Like anything of what that might be about?
Give me knowledge, history, and a spellcraft, I suppose.
Okay.
If you pass over the letter, Eric can try to aid on the spellcraft or something.
No, this is independent of anything going on. This is specifically for Sigas.
I rolled a 5 on the history, so that might not.
Still give me. Oh, the spellcraft is
32.
before the. Okay.
22 spellcraft, 14 history.
I mean, you don't know why they would be doing this, but you've heard of spells that belong to your opposition school, aka necromancy. Rituals that consume the souls of many individuals in order to create some powerful effects.
Okay.
Things like creating undead abominations, constructs the size of cities, requiring the sacrifice of thousands of people.
Well, we know they've already been capable of that with the flesh golem downstairs.
Erica, what do you know of these areas?
You said Turtleback in Fort Rannoch?
Yes.
I'm familiar with Turtleback. Actually, one of my older friends is from the area, so it's quite concerning to me that something is going on there. She's a lay priestess of Erastil. I think she's still there. It's been some time since I've sent a letter with my current situation. Fort Rannoch, I don't know if I've been there personally, but it's a fort like any other.
Fair enough.
Turtleback is a small town, though, so I'm not sure why they would focus their efforts there. It is a major crossing, but...
Is it... Sorry, is it along, like, the river?
Give me just 1 second. Here you go.
Your region map.
Nope. This is the first time you guys should be seeing this map. This is the Varisian map.
Yeah.
Map.
You'll see...
Not focusing for me?
give it a second. It's a big image.
Gotcha.
It's a high-res image. You'll see that you guys are on the bottom left in the tiny eye of sort of the tip of the peninsula where Magnamar is. And if you follow the Yondabakari River upstream, you'll see it goes through Wortle, then through Whistledown, and then if you follow Lake Sirantula northwards towards the mountains, you'll see that where the Skull River meets its sort of bifurcation, it's where Turtleback Ferry is.
Okay.
Skull River is a little ominous.
It is known to be a monument from old Thassalon. It is a Skull's Crossing, which gives the river its name, is a 900-foot tall dam carved out of solid stone, depicting massive skulls on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is metal as fuck.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of the crossings for the, I don't know what that's called, but like the step or something. The
Storable
like,
steps.
massive. Yeah, the cliff.
Yep.
So, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry. Linda was in Turtleback when at one time when I spoke to her. She's actually from Nybor. I forget what the Priest of Erastil. They wander quite a bit.
All right. So it seems like this is one aspect of. So Zanisha's the mistress of the seven, and her sister seems to be running like. It's hard to see if she's running a bigger operation or is just like way more snooty about it, but
Well,
definitely
it sounds
something.
like she's plotting something on that fort. And it sounds like we need to get to Turtleback as well.
Yeah. We should take this to Ironbriar. Oh wait, he's dead.
Yeah, I am sorry about that. I didn't intend to kill him.
Yeah, I mean,
he deserved it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't know that he did though. He was being likely controlled by Mia.
speaking of which,
I doubt it.
we probably how I understand that we're going to try and figure out more stuff with Zanisha, but shouldn't we tell somebody? Or are we going to act as though he's just missing?
Ironbriar?
Yeah.
Who?
I think at this point, with this many dead cultists, I mean, Ironbriar is a touchy subject, but if we can at least get someone like Salazar and the man you were working with in the guard, what was his name? The captain, lieutenant. Yeah.
Oh.
If we can bring them down and show them what has happened here, and Robin's name has been cleared, assuming he actually filed that paperwork properly, which I guess is in question now. But we do need to if we can get the church on side, that'll make searching for this evil Lamia quite a bit easier. We can do sweeps with paladins and clerics.
Yeah. One of the things Sigus was thinking is, I don't know if it's a good. Anyways, what the paladins of Abadar, one of their main tenets is like finding and rooting out corruption in the judiciary. I don't know if Sigus would know this. If like,
it's
I think that's one of the.
It's common enough
like,
knowledge. Like, you know that Abadar is all about maintaining order and like the sanctity of order itself.
And we were hanging out with Dorbin for a long time, so
it's
during the downtimes he's preached at least a little bit.
Yeah, it's as easy to know that Abadar is all about order as much as it is common knowledge that Iomedae just purges the evil out of the world.
Yeah, so I think it's just thinking, well, at the top of the tower, like one of the ideas, because I think you're right. Like we either can either try and hide it, but I don't know, given his position, how well that's gonna go. And I was just thinking these people might be way more, like if they're actively, one of their missions is to root out corruption, they might believe us more than either going to the city whose head lawyer person we just killed, or the church that has been corrupted with evil people. That being said, Sigus also trusted Ironbriar, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Certainly, Abadar is a ally. Well, ally using loose quotations of Iomedae. They both support law and order, though. So, I believe they would see justice done if presented with the evidence. So. I wasn't thinking of the entire Church of Iomade, though. I was thinking if you brought specifically Salazar, because I know he is a good man. And I know, mechanically speaking, his will saves are as good as mine are, so, or if not better. So he should be fairly resistant to the Lamia, if that's gotten in there somehow.
Didn't we talk a little bit about zone of using the zone of truth?
Yeah, that's
for
exactly
the-
it. So
I got
if we can bring them down and they can like zone of truth Erica, she can explain that she did not kill those people, which deals with that problem, and then we can also explain about the whole Ironbriar situation. That at least gets us on the side of the lawful churches, and then we can kind of bring it to the council. My only out of character, my only other thought is the longer we're taking doing this, the more chance Zanisha has to like peace out. Because it sounds like she can go to her sister, though it doesn't sound like they have a great relationship. So
Right.
Sure.
I
Also
don't.
to note that it seems the Lord Mayor may be under their influence now or soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should, like I mean that this letter would be part of the evidence we'd want to show to the head of the Church of Abadar and Salazar or someone else high in the Iomade flock. Like we kind of need to bring them to this site.
Yeah. Because like I just don't think we could walk away. Like we made such a scene right before we went in here, and then
Yeah.
like this was not a quiet fight. But yeah, what do you guys think? I'm down with that plan.
Seems like a good idea.
I'm fine to keep watch here while you go collect the relevant authorities. I mean,
Well, okay.
and plus Sigis, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but we should do something for Korax, the poor creature.
Yeah.
Gregorio
I'm
can
sorry
go
for
and-
your loss.
Yeah.
Gregorio
was
just take off.
Valiant. Oh,
Okay.
you just took off?
I mean, you said you go get the authorities, and Gregorio knows he's the fastest outside of Robin.
Yeah,
so-
I don't know
Right.
how Sigis is gonna get down from this tower unless
Yeah.
someone has a ladder. But
Well, the rope isn't
That's
too
fair.
bad. You can do what we did to get up and just walk along the edges
yeah, I can do that.
and just
Just
take
go.
it would take quite a while. Or you could slide down the rope and I could heal the damage if you fell too quickly.
If I fall, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
But, I would say slow and steady would get us there pretty
Yes.
quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's fine. Have Grigori go.
Yeah, and Gregorio still has Longsword around for another like 7 hours. So
Jesus.
That spell
so-
lasts way too long. So
So
if
you're hitting both churches, or are you grabbing anyone else?
probably just hit get a runner from both churches at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Probably-
downside is I'll probably lose a lot of loot on all the cursed items, but I think that's just the
I think. Well, I mean,
probably
we're
the name
in
of the
top,
game.
In the top of the tower, we're bagging all the stuff. I'm assuming. Like,
Yeah.
We're just putting that in our packs.
Yeah.
And we should have plenty of time to clean. Like we grabbed the magic items off the
Mm-hmm.
folks downstairs. It's just
Yeah.
the masks, and we don't. Erica doesn't really want anything to do with them, so if they're willing to pay us for the bounty, great. If they're just going to
For
destroy
sure.
them, oh well.
I just wanted to. I think it makes sense for us to do that. I just wanted to throw that out there, so it's not like
We may be able to convince them that by providing them the service of giving them these cursed items so they can destroy them, we can get some of the wisdom damage heal
yeah.
that me and Robin took.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
wisdom
Big
drain,
idea.
not
Drain,
damage.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we need to fix that
drain
ASAP.
needs restoration, doesn't it? Like full
Yep.
restoration.
No, lesser restoration.
well-
Oh yeah, restoration.
Yeah,
Normal
it's
restoration.
Yeah,
restora-
because damage is lesser, drain is full blown.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not the 1,000; it's only the 100.
Yep. The 1,000 is
Yeah.
for negative levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Done.
Sounds
Alright.
like good
So-
to me. Well, Gregori's doing that.
Do we
We'll go
want to
down
give
from
it
there.
here? We'll give Grigori, do you want to take like one of the masks or something to help convince?
I would
I
just
don't know.
take one of the. I think he already left, but if he was taking
That's
something,
fine.
he just needs to grab one of the symbols. They know what the hell that is.
Yeah, I'll let you grab the symbol, maybe the letter as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
All right. Sigis, give me a. No, no, it's fine. All right. So Grigori, you're heading out first. Let's switch for the time being to Robin then. Robin, you've been. Wait, Robin, you
Pardon
there?
me?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
All right. You've been running through town like a madman. At this point, you are reaching the central park of Magnamar, where Low Cleft, Keystone, Beacons Point, and Dockway sort of meet
Yep.
all together. From the looks of it and the sounds of it, you've managed to shake off your tail, as in the guards that were chasing after you because you called out to them and then didn't stop to explain what the fuck was going on. They've given up the chase, or at least they've lost your trail. Doesn't look like people are particularly scared of anything. Like everyone's just, going about their usual business. Are you gonna keep going to Kyver's Islet?
No.
No, no.
No. No. No. I had no intention of going anywhere near that far. But I just sort of told the guards that there was a situation at the clock tower
Yep.
in the underbridge, and just kept blowing past them. But honestly, I don't think I'm chasing Zanisha anymore. I feel like it's just she's gone for now. So Robin's just gonna head back to the clock tower, and that's about it.
All right. You start heading back to the clock tower then. Grigori, in that case, you wanted to head to the churches of both Abadar and Ayomade first, right?
Yeah, probably do Iomade first, just because it's closer.
Yeah, it's closest, but not the easiest to get to. Just because you're going uphill for a good 300 feet.
Where's Abadar? That church in Beacons Point?
There's multiple churches to Abadar in Magmar.
Oh, of course.
The thing is,
They franchised.
yeah, Ayomade has like a massive fucking temple, a proper cathedral, whereas Abadar and Siren Ray and some of the other major deities have smaller churches dispersed through the city.
Also, Abadar has banks, so think of it like banks.
So,
Oh, true.
are you heading to the capital district to go to Ayomade first, or are you going for Abadar, Grigori?
I'll go to the Iomade first, just
Alright.
because that means that I get to go downhill after that.
Yep. All right. Yeah. You take the harder route first. Yeah. I mean, it takes you about 15 minutes, given your enhanced speed. And I mean, it's pushing it. It's like 15 minutes of nonstop sprinting to get there.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to the cathedral, like you're probably a little bit out of breath, and like you can feel that sort of dampness on your armor and clothes from starting to break a sweat. But sure enough, you have the majestic, incredibly tall cathedral to Ayomade in front of you. And as per usual, 2 paladins are posted guarding the doors, which are open, and it looks like people are coming into the afternoon sermon. Slowly trickling in.
Run up to one of the guards.
Good afternoon.
And panting, I guess. I will go. I need help. Cultist attack. I need to talk to somebody important.
Yes, of course. What do you need? How can I help you?
I need to talk to somebody who is higher up in the church. I have sensitive information that I need to give them.
Sure. Wait here. one of the paladins, the one that was talking to you, sort of takes off after giving a nod to his companion, and very shortly thereafter, like 10 seconds afterwards, one of a cleric steps out, and they sort of pat you in the back, and it's like, do you need help? Are you wounded?
Yes, but that's not important right now. I need some. My companions need some help with dealing with a situation that's been mostly taken care of, to be fair, but needs a sensitive touch and somebody who is important that can, I guess, has a little sway in the church and the city in general.
Yes, of course. We'll help you as much as we can. And he sort of lifts his head to look back into the church, and you can tell like somebody's gesturing at both you and the cleric. He sort of pats you in the back and like gestures for you to head inside, and he's pointing at a paladin down like across from the church, from the interior of the cathedral. I mean, you haven't seen this guy before, but to the audience and to the rest of the players, Salazar is flanked by this guard paladin, and they're sort of gesturing for you to get close.
I walk up.
Yep.
Have I heard of this person at all?
No, he keeps a very low profile, but give me a knowledge nobility, if you'd like to.
Say his name before you left.
Do it.
Yeah, but he has no way to identify him.
No idea who he is, but like once he says his name.
Local.
That is local. We need nobility in this case. I guess local would work here as well.
Religion.
You can give me a religion as well, because technically you would be able to identify them as. You can identify them not as particularly this specific person, but rather by the rank in the church, because their armor has a different aesthetic to it, which indicates that they are the head of the paladins, at least in this branch of Iomede's church. As you're getting close to them, hello. I've heard that there was some talk of cultists. Please, step indoors. We should speak at length and in privacy.
Can I sense motive to see if there seems to be any like sinister notion about this?
Yeah, go ahead. You get the sensation like he's looking over your shoulder at the fact that there's a lot of people congregating for mass, and probably doesn't want to speak of this publicly.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I'll head in then.
Yep. You head indoors, and he follows, and he's like, okay, apologies for the discreetness of it. There's been a lot of unrest lately, so we need to keep things as quiet as possible whenever possible. And once good has been, justice has been delivered, then we can openly address that. But please, what news do you have about the cultists?
Real quick, is it just me and him, or is his guard still present?
It's you, him, and the guard.
If you don't mind, could we speak about this just privately between you and I?
He sort of gestures for the other paladin to leave, and the paladin goes like, "But sir, I don't." He sort of holds them quietly, and it'll be all right. Just go.
Also, he had gestured to himself, and that Grigori is actually bloodied.
Sure. He sort of as soon as he sort of gestures for the other paladin to leave, he sort of looks at you.
I'm just like saying like I'm fucked up. I'm not. There's no way I could take him like this.
Yeah. As the other paladin is like still good, like a little bit reticent to let go. Like he is very clear, like he's a little bit on guard about you being here and left alone with the guard, the captain of the paladins. But he eventually relents and he's like, "Ah, fine," and turns around, leaves, closes the door behind them, and you can hear like a lock. The door is being locked from outside, and you hear the thump thump as they probably are guarding from outside. And just as you do hear that, Salazar sort of puts a hand on your shoulder, and you feel the effects of holy energy running through your body, healing you, giving you the good touch, the holy boop, healing you for 18 points of damage.
That's a solid good touch.
Yep.
Solid boop.
Solid boop.
He might have also cured your fatigue, depending on what mercies he has.
That is a very good question. What fucking mercies do you have, Salazar?
Do they have them statted out that far?
No, they just give you like random paladin NPC. I just filled out everything. I just didn't think far ahead enough to. Oh, hey, they probably need to know what mercies they have at their disposal.
I mean, fatigue would make a hell of a lot of sense for a captain.
Yeah, no, you're no longer fatigued. If you had any disease, they are gone.
Not that I know of.
No, I don't think you were. And if you were poisoned as well, you're cured.
Holy shit, he's higher level than I thought he was.
Yep.
I mean, I got shot with a bolt, but I resisted poison, and then that's when I informed everybody that it's likely that everything's poison.
Oh right, I forgot that the cult fight happened last episode too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. You guys had a lot of fighting to do. So with the guard gone and you being restored to a better point in your health.
I'm almost full health, actually.
Yeah. So like you almost fully healed from your wounds, your battle wounds. He sort of raises his head and like looks you in the eye. And goes, "So, about those cultists."
Yes. Well, I've got this, and he'll present the holy symbol for the cultists. And then, obviously, more importantly, this. And I'll hold out the letter to him as well.
Okay. He like takes a moment to read through the letter, and now I'm blanking out on one of the details. Give me 1 second.
I mean, just the sister talking about her band of murderers here.
No, that's not
Yeah.
the detail I'm blanking out on. I'm blanking out on the fucking deity that they follow.
Creed.
Is it?
Probably.
No.
Whatever. Yeah. Father
No.
Skirmisher. I'm assuming.
It's
not Lamashtu?
no, it's Father Skinso, but
Yeah.
Father Skinso has like 5 different fucking
Oh,
names.
he's got 4.
Yeah.
It's 4 of them, but he's whatever the sneaky assassin-y dude is.
Yeah. We'll get there.
who's that guy?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Norgorber. Norgorber.
Yeah.
Norgorber.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
One-eyed
Yeah.
dude.
Norgorber.
Norgorber's a bastard.
Yeah. So like you hold out the symbol, their holy symbol, which is very very discreet. It like at first sight looks like just a black like nail, like a black polished nail, with a pinch of white on one end. But as you look upon it closer, the white bit is actually shaped like a burst star. And the shape of the nail is actually sort of masking the fact that it is actually sort of a discrete, featureless mask with the star representing one eye. And as he sort of holds the 2 things in his hands and looks at the symbol, sort of looks at you and says, Followers of Norgorber is more trouble than I thought it would be. Would explain a lot. Fort Rannoch is under attack, though. We need to inform the mayor. Need to get.
In the note, it actually says that the mayor may be under their influence.
I'll investigate this personally.
This is
I've
why I actually came to the churches instead of going to the law.
yes.
Another reason, just to be upfront here, Ironbriar, he was part of the cultists. We are not sure as to if he was being magically influenced or if it was of his own volition, but he was with them, and unfortunately, we were not able to detain him, and he has passed.
Oh, okay. Lord Justice Ironbriar being involved does complicate things. You're right that it is quite possible that the Lord Mayor might be in their grasp, though from the sounds of this letter, it looks like he might be more a victim than a collaborator. I will personally investigate this. I'll meet with the Lord Mayor. He will receive me. One of the, well, not to brag, but the biggest force in Magnamar. He should take my counsel quite seriously. Now, yes, go ahead.
Something else I would like to address is we heard that there was a member of your church that kind of went rogue. At least that's what you believe. Erica?
Yes, it was. It sort of looks over you and like back towards the door, and then back to you. It was.
Also, I'll be saying all this very quietly. So
Yeah.
pick it up.
Yeah, but like he's you can tell like he's making sure that the person on the other side of the door didn't overhear. Says, I don't believe Erica's guilty of, at least not by her own volition. I personally trained her from a very young age. I think I know
Well,
better.
You'll be happy to know that she was with us during this entire endeavor, and that she, without a doubt, has been a bastion of Iomade's faith. And
You
I
can.
believe that she has nothing to do with any ill intent that has happened in her name.
That is definitely good news. Definitely good news. Like you can tell, like despite him like keeping that sort of monotone that he speaks in, there's a little bit of a spark in his eye, like a little bit of a smile curling on the tip of his lip. All right. Well, you can talk to her. Bring her to the church. I'll tonight at midnight. I should be able to wait for her and make sure that no one gets the wrong impressions or gets any hands on her before we can clear her name proper.
All right. Something else to inform you of. I'm not sure what we've been keeping this kind of close to our vest, but I feel it is time, with everything that we have learned, to expunge all of our knowledge, and that there seems to be faceless stalkers that have infiltrated, likely your church and a lot of other people, factions in general.
Very well. I believe perhaps I have been too laid back recently. Perhaps it is time I cracked down a little bit further discipline amongst my ranks. And we find if it is true that there is a infiltrator, I hope we rat them out as soon as possible.
I do not know how these things work, but it seems that Erica believes that she could detect them with the Paladin's special ability to detect the nature of people and beings.
Well, it's not exactly the most reliable method. There are magics, especially for those inclined in espionage, that can thwart even the most vigilant of paladins.
I
But
suspected as much.
there are more mundane methods of approaching it. Unlike you and I, those creatures don't bleed red. And I have yet to hear of a paladin of Iomade who would deny bleeding for the cause.
True.
Well, you have done our church and our city a great service. I would offer you some kind of hospitality, but I believe you should be on your way. There's still a lot to do.
For sure. And this all went down at Clock Tower down in the Underbridge.
Clock Tower. This is where you fought the cultists.
Yes, and also a Lamia, but it appears that she was able to get away.
I'll keep my eyes out and see if I can find this escaped Lamia for you. Does she have any kind of? She what's
He
her
would give
relationship?
a description of her.
Yeah, no, but he's asking something different. What's her?
Oh, okay.
What's the relationship between the Lamia and the cultists?
It seems that the Lamia was using the cultists to harvest people for their greed, I guess. I mean, from what the letter was saying. Outside of that, I am not sure.
Okay. I will open up a separate investigation for this then. We'll find it.
Also, to do with 9 brothers, I believe.
The Brothers of Seven.
Oh, that's 7. That was the one.
I've heard of them. We've been pressuring the authorities to allow us to investigate some wrongdoings on their behalf, but I believe now I know why they have been so slow in acting.
Also, I would describe what the Lamia turned into when she turned humanoid when she left the tower. As
Sure.
To not draw attention to herself. So that
Yeah.
he would have an accurate description of at least the last I saw her.
And so that everyone has a reference of it as well, because I don't think we saw it. That's her without the mask, or partially without the mask.
Huh. Cool. It's got her. The letter's got her name in it, right?
Nope. It says, "Dear
My
sister."
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I
was
would
gonna
also
say,
tell
you
him that
might
her
wanna-
name is Demetra. Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Sunisha. All right, got it. Is there anything else you would like to share with me?
Nope, I
Anything?
believe that is it. If you can send some of your trusted soldiers down there to assist with the cleanup and disposal and handling of the situation, we'd really appreciate it.
I'll see about sending my most trusted men. Make sure that none of them are sympathizers with their cause.
All right. And I believe Torben has made his appearance here. If you could let him know that all of his friends are safe and sound.
Good. He came by briefly. He was brought us a book to destroy, but we were unable to purge it.
Mm.
He said that you might have a little bit better luck with the Church of Abaddar.
All of it. Alright, sounds good. I will be on my way. I have a few more errands to run, as you said it earlier.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, I would say Amadeus with you, but I'm not certain you're much of a religious man, but still.
Actually, it's okay. I have Lady Luck on my side.
Good. Sometimes we all need her graces. And with that, he sort of gestures for you to take the door.
I will jiggle the handle because I know I'm locked in.
Yeah, and you hear the from the other side they unlock the door and they let you out. And like
Take
you're,
off.
sorry, go ahead.
I'll take off again.
Yeah, so you aren't quite like halfway out of the cathedral, and you hear Salazar sort of calling out names of paladins and clerics to come into the meeting room where you were just a moment ago. All
I
right.
will mentally note those names down.
Sure.
That way I know that these are his most trusted. So
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. You hear him calling out five names as you sort of probably slow down a little bit to catch the last name before you head out.
Okay.
Yep. And you're heading to the Church of Abaddar next, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What is the rest of the party doing? As around this time, Robin, you would be reaching the clock tower again, and if you guys were heading downstairs, you would be on the ground level by the time that Robin arrives.
Erica's
Perfect.
probably pulling the body back out of the trash pile because we need him to be not hidden.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll help you with it.
And then, well, I mean, we should try and figure out where this tunnel goes after we clean up this particular mess. Sigus, everything from upstairs is accounted for, yes?
I think so. I would have done, like, before we came down, I would have done, like, a search, because if she was, like, working up there, I don't know what snake ladies need, but if this was, like, her office or living, I would have looked for, like, secret
You guys spent, last session you guys did do a take 10, take 20 searching.
Yeah.
You found everything that was left to find. You sort of picked up the place clean. So aside from like taking the blankets and pillows, you pretty much took everything.
I mean, kleptomania is developing, but I don't think it's that bad yet.
Robin will take this opportunity to fix the clock tower, finally.
Didn't you
It's
jump
got a-
through the clock?
Well, the glass
Yeah.
face is broken in one portion of it, but the hands will still work.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They just won't have a backdrop to be able to tell at the time.
Look at where the hands are pointing, and you can just like
General
vaguely
direction, yeah.
figure it out.
Look,
Yeah.
It
it-
seems
it's
that fixing this clock is important to you, and I don't think any of us mind if you fix it.
for,
It's an achievement.
Although,
Okay?
it is currently very hard to tell what the hour is between 6 and 8, or the minutes are between 30 past and 40 past.
It's
It'll
fine.
be like, hey, Sigus, you're smart. What time is it?
Oh, we have a. I have no idea.
All right, so like 7:09.
Yeah, about that. Maybe closer to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
All right, 7:11 it is.
Oh, Robin, were you able to find her? I'm guessing not, by the fact that you don't look beat up very much.
You didn't die.
For the record, Robin has 15 hit points.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then before you go up, Erica is going to try to heal you if you let her.
I mean, yeah. He's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I forgot my body's broken-ish.
Yeah.
Right.
I know you don't feel pain as normally, but can't go running around like that for too long. And she'll boop you a couple times. I think
Wouldn't
this is
want my
gonna
legs coming off.
this is probably gonna be the end of the wand,
Mhm.
or close to. Oh wait, we got that wand of cure mod
With
as
15
well.
charges, yeah.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to burn the cure light first?
Probably be like 3 charges from the moderate to be safe, but I think the moderate should be saved for like maybe a more strenuous situation. So maybe
Like,
just burn the light.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
combat. Okay, so
Yeah. that
there's
makes sense.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you doing at that point?
That puts me at 49, so I have 20 left.
I'll hit you another 2 times.
Yeah.
Nice.
58, and yep, that'll do it.
You're almost full health. I forgot to do this last session, and then at the end of the session. Salera, go ahead and pick up your theater card, and Sigis, go ahead and pick the unicorn.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
How do you pick it?
Fucking damn it! What am I supposed to do, Vosen?
you'll
Oh, take card.
yeah, right click, pick card or take card.
What are their cards' boons?
So Sigis can use his card for Crown is Charisma, I think. And Salera's is also Crowns, which is Charisma.
That is super dope for Celera.
So,
She's got a clutch check.
Yeah, so for both of you, if you expend the card, you can either choose to do so before you roll, in which case it gives you a +8 on that roll. You can use it retroactively, so after you roll, you can choose to use the card, and then you can either get a +4 or use it as a re-roll.
Got ya.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charisma.
Charisma
Must
is
save
the
it
attribute for it.
real important things.
Yep.
Or you can be like me and get an int and have people that crush all the knowledge checks. I just need a knowledge religion that everyone else fails, and we really need to know.
Yep. Sorry, I needed
I get
to do that
Everybody has
before.
that knowledge.
Charisma is good for when I like talk and role playing, and then Vosen's like, "All right, make a bluff check," and I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, I needed to get that done before I forgot again. But yeah, you guys are getting the corpse back out, amongst other things. Is the idea correct?
I'm fixing
And the
a
boots?
clock.
Yeah, we're pulling Ironbriar back out of the little tunnel thing that we had stored him in.
Okay, and Robin, you want to fix the clock?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
How are you planning on fixing the clock exactly?
Well, in the
Found the
gear room,
gear
you
last
said that
time.
one was taken out and
Yep.
like hidden.
Yep.
So I pretty much want to take that, put it in the spot that I noticed that it was missing, and then just fiddle with the controls until I can assume that the time is around 7:11.
Sure.
And then
Give me a knowledge engineering.
Oh no.
Would you like some help?
This is beyond the scope of disabled device. This is knowledge engineering.
Oh,
You have the gear because you know where it was stashed. You found it last time, even though you got interrupted. You sort of know where it should go, but like you can tell from your knowledge of disabling devices and traps. If you use the wrong combination of levers, you won't just get it stuck, you will break all of the machinery, and it might also collapse with you in it.
So basically, what you're telling me is I know where to put the gear, but not how to pull the levers.
Yes, because the levers are sort of connected to a mishmash of pulleys, and like you try one of them, and you can see like several of the gears sort of shift down, others up, others like go into place, others pop out of place. Like it's a complex mechanism in order to fine tune the different velocities of the handles, and pulling the wrong lever in the wrong order can result in the gears sort of locking with each other to the point where they'll start to strain and break.
Could I, without putting the gear in, test all the levers, see what they all do, and then maybe figure out which one would do what?
You could. It would require you to essentially dismantle the entire thing before you even try it.
Well, I am good at disabling devices.
Can you lift 4 tons of metal?
Sigus can't either.
No,
Nope.
but he's got engineering skill.
All right. So this is what's gonna happen. Robin's gonna walk downstairs. Sigus is gonna be doing whatever Sigus is doing, and Robin's just gonna grab him, and just start walking up the nearest wall.
Hey man, consent is important.
Hey, silence is consent.
No.
No.
Silent.
Actually,
If you're
first and foremost, Robin, how much is your carry lift?
I think it's like 150.
how
100.
much?
Okay, I can heavy up to 200.
Oh, okay, you're still pretty good. Technically, I don't know.
I
This is
mean,
up to Fosun.
Sigus
It's just
Sigus has been putting quite a lot of weight, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's at 200 pounds yet.
No.
He's still
No.
an elf, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
It's-
much
it's just-
gear do you
I-
have is really the question.
Yeah. Me? Oh, nothing. I can't carry any gear. I'm so weak. That's why I'm fat, but I'm fat because I'm like
If he gets
You know,
any
like
fatter, he's not gonna be able to hold his own weight up.
You're fat because bread.
I am mediumly encumbered currently by my own weight, but that's not saying something. It's just because I'm so
Wait,
weak.
why do you have your own weight in your encumbrance
No,
calculation?
he just
No, no,
No,
he is
theoretically,
fast enough.
yeah.
He is
Oh,
fat
yeah.
enough that he is mediumly encumbered.
Okay, sorry, I was confused there. I was like, what the hell?
He is actually medium encumbrance.
I am.
Just an
Yeah,
FYI.
That's why my speed has slowed. But he's still he's not a tall dude. He's a small fat
Yeah.
elf.
I mean, if you don't want to get picked
He's
up,
not fat yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sigus, if you
Yeah,
don't want to
that's
get
fair.
picked up by Robin in the literal sense,
Yeah, I'll just be like, what the fuck? I'll just be like, kind of like pushing on his face, and like, what the fuck, man? There you go.
No.
right? Then
No.
Robin, give me a
Ask first.
give me a CMB check then, because you're essentially trying to grapple.
You sneak up on him if it matters.
It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure he beats you.
Does he? He has a
CMB
negative strength.
12.
Negative
well,
strength,
just
no
my
dex.
Like 10
My
plus DAB
CMD
plus dex.
is 18.
Ah.
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Mage
Alright.
armor, and I have pretty solid dex and mage armor.
Oh.
So
Mage armor doesn't apply.
yeah, apparently it says it does.
It does.
Not
It's our
for CMB.
It
CMD.
shouldn't.
But yeah, hang on. So I guess
DC.
What's your strength penalty? Minus
no,
2?
I think I have Inspire Courage is still on. I think that's why.
Oh.
I'll
good
check.
point.
I'll check his character sheet.
12 is
I
not
could be
close.
wrong.
Also,
Yeah,
he's
recap.
technically not flat-footed because you already picked him up. This is you trying to maintain grapple.
Oh, okay. Alright.
It says 18. I have -2 for strength, +3 for dex. I have base attack bonus of 3. I know, fear me.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
at least
16.
a 6.
At
14?
least a
It's
16.
at least a 14.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
I don't
Which
know
still-
what the
Right.
+4 buff
Okay,
is, but
it doesn't matter because Robin's gonna be like, Sigus, I need your help. Can you climb up the wall? I'll walk. You can follow me then.
yeah, you just have to ask, man. I'm happy to help you. This will go up. Just don't black van me. You know, no one wants that.
Robin's just gonna grab you and just
Black
carry you up the
horse.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right.
Like,
So
Robin walks like parallel to the ground, and you can just like sit on his chest,
Will you hold
and
my
he's like
hand?
holding you up.
Help me make all the jumps.
Yeah.
so
Well, no, he's walking. He can't jump with you.
Oh, that's
No.
fair.
Did you gain weight?
Yes.
Oof.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's okay, man. It's a stressful situation, my dude.
Yeah, you guys are stressed. Life is stress. We've been ambushed so many times.
Yeah.
Erica will look up the wall at this and go like, Robin, don't drop the wizard, please.
So squishy.
Also, don't
All right.
fat shame the wizard.
Yeah.
I'm not fat shaming the wizard. I'm just asking if he gained weight.
Yeah.
I'm literally carrying him, you guys. All right. So I guess I put the gear in here,
It's okay.
and what do I? There are things for me to pull, and I think it's this one, and then this one, and then I use this repeatedly in order to get the clock face to move. Tell me I'm wrong.
Sigis, give me a knowledge engineering.
Now this would be really embarrassing if I like shit the bed on this roll.
The same result that Robin has.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just gonna leave the party now. Goodbye.
Do you want to use a fate die on that?
I mean, can I aid him?
I'll say that you are aiding because you are trying to. You did give a little bit of an explanation of what you've tried.
Nope.
Wow. Sigis, do you want to use a fate die on this?
You know what? We've invested enough time that yes, I will use one.
Give me a D4.
A 1. You're gonna get a
4. Hey!
Okay.
All right. So
We're above 10.
with your combined knowledges of this machinery and how to disassemble machinery in general, Sigis, you're sort of trying to follow what is going on. It's like it's less about the implications of the machine itself and more about the physics of it. There are some combinations of levers that you can pull and won't cause problems just because, like, in the worst case scenario, some of the gears will pop out. But there are specific combinations that, as you starting to pull the levers, like, yeah, no, that will break the machine. And between the two of you, as like probably one of you is sort of pulling the levers and the other one is spotting to see if there's anything going wrong. It is going to take about 10 minutes. But once those 10 minutes have gone by, you will have managed to push levers, and locate the right combination of gears that the clock will begin to tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and it keeps going very rhythmically as it should.
Nice.
Oh. Wonder what happens when the bells ring.
Oh, there's what? 2 left?
Yeah, that's my concern.
Robin's gonna sort of like be scratching his chin for a second and be like, hold up, I gotta go fix something. And he's gonna go down to the rope that he rigged, and he's gonna tie more rope around it and tie it back up and be like, hey Sigis, does this look safe to you?
I don't know what you're talking about, but probably not.
No.
I basically rigged the rope of one of the bells to have 1 HP. And I just have to retie it because if it goes off, it's probably gonna fall.
Just an FYI.
Gregory dropped that one.
Yeah. As
Did it get?
yeah. There are no more bells. Still
Isn't
standing.
there one?
No, they dropped it.
No, we dropped all of them.
Yeah,
We
'cause-
dropped
It's
all
okay.
of them?
No, they dropped the last one at the end.
It's all
I
right.
thought
the
the
clock.
bottom left one was okay.
it was
No.
okay, and then then we did some weird thing with the rope, which launched the other bell up through the ceiling, which
Yep.
knocked that one down. It was a whole
Mhm.
thing.
It's okay. The bells are just for tourists, anyways.
In any
Oh,
case,
yeah.
though, the bells are not connected in any way to the machinery anymore.
Well, at least the clock shows the time.
But
It won't
yeah,
wake everybody up.
I mean, it's probably quite a bit inaccurate. Like, you guys managed to get it sort of within 10 minutes of the actual time, but with no clock to use as a reference, you sort of had to, rule of thumb it, kind of thing.
It's like island time, but under bridge time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Logic.
with that, the clock tower once again takes time away. Grigori, you are headed to the Church of Abadar, correct?
Yep.
Well, you were headed to the Church of Abadar because you are there already. So
Yeah.
as you arrive, you probably had to ask for directions at some point during your escapade, because the Church of Abadar, at least the closest one you could find, it's not particularly large. It looks like slightly larger than a private house for like a commoner, but still nothing particularly impressive. And it has street access. There's a window to one side of the main door that sort of opens up and looks like it's the front of a shop, and someone is manning the window, sort of thing. The doors are currently closed, but the person at the window sort of, as they see you approaching, waves to you and says, "Good morning. How can I help you today?"
There seems to have been a situation in the underbridge, and I need to talk to someone of importance.
Well, how big of an emergency is it? Are we talking a medical emergency? Are we talking law enforcement? Or are we talking somebody needs some help?
A little bit of all of them, I think.
Okay, a little bit of all of them.
If it helps me, I am friends with a cleric of your faith, Dorbin Platorak.
Torben Playrook. I think I heard of him. Okay, come in. You're gonna see them sort of gesturing for someone behind the window, and you'll hear the door sort of unlocking, and the door will open for you. And yeah, inside you see a somewhat quaint, very cozy place. There's several rows of tables next to each other, and at each of them, several people are sort of. It's hard to tell if they're playing cards or trading, doing some business. There's a lot of scales, a lot of money going, like changing hands. At the far end of this sort of main area is a statue of Abadar holding his crossbow sort of nonchalantly over their shoulder as they sort of overlook the main area. And the man behind the window is sort of going around the counter to greet you in person and sort of stretch out a hand. Right, I'm Tully. Good to meet you. What's your name, sir?
My name is Grigory.
Okay, Gregory. Follow me. We can take table 7 is open. Okay, come this way. And they sort of lead you to one of those tables that are sort of. It feels like they're like half enclosed rooms, but not entirely. It's not quite a box in a restaurant, but it's getting there, close to it. And they sort of gesture for you to take a seat. And they seat across from you and says, "All right, so, Grigori, tell me what's the emergency?"
I don't feel comfortable telling someone who is not pretty much the top tier in your church.
Well, right here, I'm technically the person in charge in this particular church. It's a small venture, but I'm still quite proud of it. I've dedicated a lot of years to this endeavor.
My apologies. I just assumed that you wouldn't be working the front door.
Well, I mean, it's how you get to meet the most people, after all. Connections are everything in the world.
How long have you been in Magnamar?
14 years and counting.
Can I make like a sense motive to see if anything seems off about him?
Yeah.
Not that I've met him before, but just
Yeah, no, go ahead.
trying my best not to just tell a faceless stalker that we're on to the whole poll.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
That's
I mean, it's hard to tell whether it's like a fake happiness that they're expressing. Like they seem way too cheaper for anybody, but it's hard to tell if it's like your own cynicism playing against you or they're just that fucking happy of a person all the time.
Would I know this person's rank in the church?
Give me a knowledge of religion. Because they I mean, you can tell like it's not a major role. Like they are not the like a high priest. They are definitely a cleric, judging from the fact that they have a like the holy symbol strapped to their neck, but also like a armband that holds the symbol of Abadar. Um, and the way they carry themselves is very clerical in nature. However, it's like hard to differentiate them from the rest of the men here. They sort of all dress very similarly, and it looks like they're all either the same rank or close enough that it doesn't show in their armor or clothing.
All right.
If you would like to, I can set up a sort of truth for you, if that'll help ease things.
Can it affect you, the caster, as well?
Oh yeah, that's the way the spell is supposed to work.
I'm not well versed in the divine, so I am not. I do not know how these things.
I mean, we can get somebody else to do it for us.
It doesn't matter either way.
Okay. Do you want me to still set up a sort of truth?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, it would make me feel more comfortable.
Sure. I mean, sure. You'll see him sort of get up. It's like, all right, just one moment. I need to pick some reagents for it. He sort of takes a quick dash across, gets to the counter. You see him sort of lean in behind it, grab a bag, come back over, and they take out a piece of chalk, and they sort of brush away like a little bit of lint and like bits and pieces of like crumbs, like breadcrumbs from the table. And with that piece of chalk, they sort of draw a large circle between you and him. They draw in some runes, put a hand down on the circle, and you see it begin to glow. And they sort of look at you and says, "My name is Tali Pelican. I'm a cleric of Abadar. I have been in this town for 14 years, and that is all truth." You don't see anything happen. Sort of waits a second and says, "I also ate a blueberry pie this morning." And you see his hand sort of twitch, and the circle between the two of you sort of turns from this pure white to a sort of grayish, reddish color, and then returns to white. Says, "Right, everything's in place."
Well, damn. There's one question I need to ask before I reveal any information, and that is, are you a faceless stalker?
I am not a faceless stalker. I can say that. I am proud to be a halfling born through and through. You don't see anything happen to the ring.
All right. So Grory's gonna lean in real close and start whispering, because he's not. How far, I guess, are the tables away from each other?
So like you're sitting across a table, and the table itself is like five. Oof, hang on. Like the tables are not large themselves. They are like 3.5 to 4 foot, separating like across. There are divisors between one table and the other, sort of giving you a little bit more privacy. But you're about like maybe 3 feet from the next person, like the next table over.
Alright.
Cubicles.
Yeah, it's cubicles essentially.
It's like the study zones for kids in like college and shit.
I mean, if you've ever been to a bank, it's like the cubicles at a bank.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'll lean in super close and whisper. There was an incident in the Underbridge
Okay.
not too long ago with
Uh-huh.
the cultists
Uh-huh.
that have been ravaging the city of late,
Mm.
and I am looking for assistance in the handlings of, I guess, the next few hours with the information that you will gain on entering the clock tower down there.
Okay. And what do you want me to do with that information? I
If you
failed to
could
see.
communicate this to, I guess, all of the churches of Avatar. It seems that there has been some kind of influence on the law enforcement of the town, and the High Judge Ironbriar seems to have been in league with the cultists.
I knew we couldn't trust that slimy elf. I told the others when we were voting last year we could. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
It is possible that he was under the influence of spells, but unfortunately, we were not able to take him alive.
Oh, that
We
is.
have no way of confirming or denying this. All that we know is that he attacked us with.
Oh, I'm debating whether the way you phrased that counts or not as a lie, technically, by omission.
It doesn't. Lies of omission do not matter in this.
Don't matter, no. But the way you worded it was almost a lie because you said
Wait.
can't confirm or deny, and then you said the thing. That's fine. Yeah, no. It's like.
I mean, we can't tell if he was evil or if he was under an influence of a spell or not.
Yeah, no. Okay. Okay. Right. Well, the way the city will handle this, usually, if a high justice is found dead, well, this applies for any high high position. The first thing that will happen is they will use a speak with the dead spell. That or a petition for resurrection will be put in place. So, I will see if I can get first hands on that. Speak with that to make sure that there is no tampering. That much we can ascertain. Well, with that, we might be able to tell if what you're saying is accurate or not. That we know whether he was under the influence. I don't think we can really get more involved than that. We'll have to consult with the high priest. Might take a while.
That's fine. Would you be able to use what we have discussed here? Maybe if we were, my compatriots and I were to get into trouble, would you be able to use the zone of truth? A way to speak out in our favor?
I don't know. I think I understand what you're saying. Yes, yes. Traditionally, any hearing, any crime is first addressed with a zone of truth, especially in this kind of occurrence, this kind of level of crime.
I'm just nervous with how deep this corruption may have crept into society. That I want to make sure that at least we've established this as a step in the right direction.
The right direction. Yes, of course. I will be able to vouch for you, but it'll be better if you allow yourself to be to submit yourself to investigation. You know.
Without a doubt, I will
Yeah.
heed by any laws
Yeah.
without question.
It should be cleared quite quickly. Okay. I will have to ask you to come with me though, because you did sort of just admit to having killed a high justice, uh, and the law does demand that I hold you uh, under suspicion of murder.
Full neutral.
Would I be able to stay in your custody, but get back to my injured compatriots who I came here to seek help for all of this? Like I can be under your watch this entire time, and we can just.
I suppose if you say that they were involved in this occurrence, it only makes sense that we take a detachment of clerics to apprehend the possible accomplices?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, with the yes, we can.
God damn it.
Man, the priests of Abadar are hilarious.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we have nothing to hide. They shouldn't compensate anything that we have on our person. We have not obtained anything that we've got illegally.
Nope. Well, you technically did grab a bunch of cursed items, though.
We intend to have them destroyed.
He sort of says, "All right, yes, yeah. Then, by the power invested in me by the city of Magnimar, and in the name of the Keeper of Law, I place you under arrest for suspicion of murder." Grigori sort of squints at you and takes out a pair of handcuffs. It's just like, do you mind?
I mean, I would prefer not, considering that there's cultists across the city who are trying to kill me. But if you insist, I really have no choice.
Yeah, I sort of have to. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine.
Yep, and he puts you in handcuffs. All right, follow me. Okay.
Well,
Pete.
I think I'll have to lead you to where.
Yes, yeah, you'll lead us there, but I need to get the other clerics first. And he'll sort of call out to the other clerics and start to take you outside with 3 other clerics and start to walk after you. And like you get the feeling as the rest of the clerics show up, like Tali is probably the least formal of the clerics of Abadar here. And maybe it's due to his halfling nature,
Yeah.
But yeah,
also, I'm going to be doing all of this as if I'm not a prisoner at all. Like that's just I'm going to hold myself. I'm not going to be like, yeah. I mean, that's just how I feel that Grigori would handle the situation. It's just I'm handing myself in. I've done nothing wrong. I'm not really a prisoner. It's just has
formalities.
To be done. Yeah.
Right. Rest of the party. Salera and Erica, what are the two of you doing? Because the other two were repairing the tower, the clock.
So, Silera, what do you do to keep your hair so golden and glittery? Mine always gets matted under the helmet.
Don't wear a helmet.
I mean, that's fair, but, like, surely you must do something else to it. Is it some of the magics you know, or what?
I just use, prestidigit. Oh my god! I swear to God, I swear to God, I had it, and then I just like.
Great answer.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Huh. Should get a wand that does that or something. I always have to. If I'm going on any sort of trip, it has to be braided, and it's just such a pain. I'm envious that we can't get away with the short hair. It'd be so much more efficient.
Do you want me to
Anyway.
use it on you now?
Sure. I mean, it was a bit of a fight. I've worked up a sweat.
Yeah, sure. And I will cast prestidigitation. Oh my god!
Prestidigitation.
I struggle so
Alright.
bad.
Presta?
No, it's fine.
Didja.
We'll do this later. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
everything's fine. I'll get it one day.
One day,
Oh, well.
one day I'll be able to say this fucking spell's name. But yeah, as the two of you sort of, recover from battle in a very much more lighthearted way, you'll hear.
Surrounded by corpses the whole time.
Yeah, while surrounded by corpses, you will start to hear the thundering of metal boots marching ever closer.
As soon as she hears that, Erica is going to hand over her longsword and her disarm and her shield to Silera and tell her, "Can you look after these? I suspect it would be better if I was unarmed when the authorities arrive."
Shit. Okay.
This is up to you how you want to interpret this, but I will point out, much like it happened with Robin, one of the tenets of Iomade is you shall never be willingly captured.
Yes, I know. So she's not going. She is specifically going to go and have a conversation with Salazar.
Okay.
They are welcome to accompany her if they would like, but she is not under any circumstances being put in handcuffs. If they are paladins of Iomade, they will know the tenets as well as she does and understand the problem.
Yep. Okay. As you sort of hand over your weapon and your shield, are you handing over your sword as well?
Like she'll take a moment and look at it, but she's got to be unarmed. Like the tenants say, it's the heart that
Okay.
matters. If the sword breaks, the sword breaks.
Okay. You hand over your weapons and shield to Celera, and as you do, you hear. Actually, would the door be closed at this time? Assume it
I
is.
think we.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Grigori had to get out somehow, but I would assume we closed it again.
Yeah, you probably closed it because you guys were dealing with bodies. So you'll hear the thump, 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 thump as somebody knocks on the door.
Would you like to get it, or do you want me to do that?
I'll get it.
All right, I'll
Get it,
stand
girl.
in the back.
And I'll go up and I will say yes.
Hello, this is. Here, there's like a pause. This is Keith, Paladin of Iomade. We're told there was an emergency here. Are you alright?
Can
Can
I
we
sense
s-
motive?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we sense the motive on that pause?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me a-
hey, my name's Keith.
Yeah, give me a sense motive.
That doesn't sound suspicious.
I know.
My name's Jeff.
My am a GIF.
The pause is awkward, and like it gives you like reason to feel a little bit of alarm. But like their voice after that is like very calm, very collected. Um, and without seeing their face or their body language, it's very hard to tell what that pause was.
Actually, do I know a Keith?
There is a Keith in the Paladins of Ayomade. Paladins of Ayomade. He's a younger recruit, still pretty strong contender. He came in much later in life than you did into the Paladins. Has been if it is Keith, because you haven't opened the door, so you don't know for sure. The voice does sound like him. He should be in his 6th year of paladinhood. He's like getting closer to 30 years right now, as in his 30s.
Oh, I have an idea. Here, I'll make them roll a check. What is the 8th tenant of Iomede's Paladins?
As I have to look up what Iomede's... Fucker. How many tenants
I will suffer death before dishonor. There's 9.
Thank
I
you,
have the
because
code
I
in my
actually
character
don't
sheet.
have them at hand.
Yeah, I just put them in the front of my character sheet if you ever need to steal them.
Oh, thank you. That'll come in handy.
Yeah, I figured it would, so I just stuck them in there.
Well, rip. I clicked on your character sheet and Roll20 just fucking froze over. But yeah, you hear Keith sort of going, I'll suffer death before defeat. Erica, is that you?
Yes, Keith, it's me. There's a lot to discuss. Silara, grab the door.
Okay, I will open the door.
She grabs the door, does not move it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You open the door, and on the other side of the door are 5 people. 2 paladins, 3 clerics. It's just a mixed bag of... it's 1 male, 1 female paladin, 2 female clerics, 1 male cleric, and it's just a sort of a mishmash of faces, skin colors, heights, but most of them are human, with the one exception who is a woman elf, one of the clerics. Yeah, they sort of look at you, sort of gesture for you to move away from the door and back into the main room.
Yep.
Erica's kind of standing on the other side of the room anyway.
Yeah, I'll back up and I'll be like, hello.
Close the doors. And the clerics, as they walk in, close the doors behind us. Okay, Erica, what the fuck happened?
Well, would you like to set up a zone of truth first?
I don't think we really need it, but yes, I sort of have to. And he's gonna start setting up a zone of truth.
I know you do. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, it's just like he takes a knee.
Let me head the question off. I did not kill the civilians. I never would kill civilians. You know me better than that. And additionally, the reason I didn't come in was the tenants. You know the issues we have with being held prisoner.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just, I mean, you say that you wouldn't kill a civilian, but you've given me plenty of concussions in training.
Yeah, well, I mean, concussions and killing are 2 different things. Plus, some of those you deserved.
Hey.
You need to keep your
Okay, fair enough.
You always drop it.
Fair enough. But fine. yes, you are right. I do drop my guard whenever it's the attacks on the left. But, I mean, civilians don't really recover that well from concussions, and you should know this. And you sort of finishing up
I know.
the circle.
That's why I have been working, and I've finally attained the levels where I can do completely non-lethal damage with lethal weapons. It's the blessings that we can bestow upon our weapons. My longsword's enchanted already, so it's one of the things I can do. Also, watch the body there. That one is Ironbriar.
He's sort of like closing the circle, and he stops as you mention that. He sort of looks at Ironbriar. Haraka.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. He puts a hand down at one edge of the circle that he's drawn, and you see some light spread from his shoulder down his arm into his hand, and then through the circle. And as it does, the circle is about 10-foot diameter. He takes a step to stand inside of the Stone of Truth, and he sort of gestures for you to come inside.
Would you like my companion to join us in here?
Yeah.
Silera is her name, by the way. Silera Sunstress. She's
Silera.
been instrumental in dismantling this cult, and also all the issues that happened in Sandpoint. She's a hero by anyone's definition.
Okay. Salera, you should join us in the circle then. Mary, join us as well. And you'll see the elven cleric steps on Keith's left, and Eric, you would be sort of across the circle from Keith at this point. Okay. Now that the circle is in place, I do have to ask you, did you murder the civilians?
No, I did not murder those civilians.
Okay. Did you kill them in self-defense?
No, I did not kill them in self-defense. When I left them, they were unconscious.
Okay. Okay. Matter at hand then first. Did you kill High Justice Ironbriar?
Yes, it was my blow that killed him.
I really hoped that the zone of truth would have pinged off of that one. Okay.
May I add an additional statement?
Why were you locked in combat with Ironbriar?
He was leading a cult, the Skinsaw cult, which would I know that's Norgaber Skinsaw?
Yeah, he is known as Father Skinsaw.
A cult of Skinsaw, so Norgaber cultists. That's who all these cloaked figures are. He was leading them. That mask there is the one he was wearing, and to be honest, I was trying to simply incapacitate him so we could question him, but well, he dropped his guard, and you know how hard I hit if I really put backswing into it.
Yeah. Okay.
He had already taken a few blows.
Okay. Noted. Mary, any questions we should ask further?
Also,
Why?
there's a possibility that he was under control by Lamia. We were not able to confirm that before we knocked, or I, well, intended to knock him out.
Okay. What happened to the Lamia?
She escaped. I think we did significant damage to her. It was a matriarch, so one of the ones was Snake body. What was her name again, Silara?
Zanisha?
Zanisha. Yes. She may be the one behind this cult. She's certainly using them to, I believe, harvest greed, according to a letter we found in her study, which is at the top of the tower.
I've seen the letter.
Oh, good. Grigori, I guess, of course, Grigori made it. That's why you're here.
Yeah, Salazar sent us personally. Okay.
Oh, did Grigori mention the reason that I ran?
No, but I think I can assume what it was.
There's at least one priest that carries the symbol of the seven-pointed star. That's the same symbol
Ah,
that we saw on the demon lady in Sandpoint and has been associated with these cultists as well, and that Lamia.
okay. That would explain why Salazar was having us do a test of blood. Um, okay. Right. Well, I mean, you've proven that what you say is at least what you truly believe, but it's still a mess. Still going to be a huge mess. Um, you should.
Yes.
You're going to have to come with us back to the cathedral, not as a
As
prisoner. Just
long as I can walk there as a free woman and have the conversations that need to be had in a civilized manner, I see no reason why I should not go with you.
no, of course. You are still our sister, even if we have to say you aren't. Um, for appearance's sake, I think Salazar will have you stay inside of the church, inside of the cathedral for the time being, at least until the convoluted mess this is going to be gets solved.
That's fair. You know the Lamia's on the loose. Oh, also, two things. Whoever was leading those riots did detect quite clearly as evil. I suspect they may have been more of these cultists or shape changers.
Hmm.
And finally, I did try to protect a shopkeeper down here who is getting worked over by the Scanari, so there may be a hit on me.
Sort of shakes his head. It's like, God damn it. All right.
I'm not going to let the little man get beat up by those thugs.
No. You did right to intervene, but uh, you know how it goes. It should be their choice whether or not they must face dangers because of our tenants.
Yes, I did make sure he had at least enough money to get out of the city properly.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to ask. How many of your companions do you have?
There's 5
Two
in
more.
total. So there's 2 upstairs that are working on fixing the clock tower. I'm not sure if they were successful yet. Based on the ticking sound, I think so. It's a wizard and a rogue. Also, one of the other new brothers, Robin,
Oh, I think I've seen him.
the
Yeah.
one who likes hiding in the rafters.
Yeah,
Quite a climber.
I've definitely seen him.
He's got some to learn, but his heart's in the right place.
I suppose so. Salazar was talking great deeds about him, at the very least. Seems like he has potential. In any case, you should get your 2 other companions, and you should come with me back to the cathedral. Mary and the others.
Grigori said he was, I believe, going to the Church of Abadar as well.
Okay.
Though I know they're a little more by the book, so I think I should probably go with you. Whether or not the others choose to stay here is kind of, well, Silera, it's up to you guys.
Actually, I would highly recommend that you all come with us. It's going to be a lot easier to explain and, well, maintain order if it's only Mary and the others that stay here to keep watch over the crime scene. It's gonna,
Works for me.
I think that's fair.
for appearance's sake, though, you will be, and he sort of air quotes, under custody until we can solve this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Fair
I
enough.
will consider myself walking and not a prisoner.
Okay. Fetch your companions and let's get going.
I guess she'll just start. Solara, do you have a way of grabbing their attention quickly? You got some pipes on you.
Sure do. What am I doing?
Pulls
Sorry.
out a trumpet.
Yeah, that would do it. But no, we need to get Robin and Sigus back down here quickly.
Okay. Let's see. Don't I have a?
Hello, fuck boys! Get out here! There you go. You're done.
Hello.
Yeah.
What?
Hello, hello, hello.
We're coming down.
Coming down, coming down, coming down.
Slowly.
All right, yeah. So it's gonna take a bit of time, but you guys get all the way back down, and Keith is sort of gonna lead you back to the cathedral unless anyone has anything to say against it.
Yeah, just watch out for a woman of this description. That's the Lamia, and she does have quite significant powers of mind control. So have your guard up, maybe a protection from evil spell if you have one prepared.
Mary sort of gives you a nod and then looks at the rest of the paladin and clerics, and they sort of generally nod, like, yeah, we got this.
It's good to be in the flock again.
Welcome back. Come on, let's not tally. And with that, the party will depart from the clock tower and go back to the cathedral.
The newly fixed clock tower.
Well,
The
but me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get fucked.
Gregori's
I'm-
gonna show up and
This is good. I'm happy about
Paladins
this.
of-
Guys, I swear.
Yeah, so
As it is
Grigori.
the truth, I absolutely
I'm
wasn't
sure
lying.
they'll leave like people there, right? It's not like they're just gonna
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah,
No,
Like,
no,
dead
They
bodies.
said they're leaving people there.
They leaving 4 people behind.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So Keith is taking us back to the cathedral, and Mary is staying there with the others.
Yep.
I believe.
Yep, correct. So
Good guess.
Grigori, you're about to witness one of life's great treasures, which is religious dissonance, as you arrive with a detachment of 4 clerics of Amador, bent on apprehending 4 criminals as they knock on the door, demand the doors to be opened, and what they receive is a warm welcome from a paladin of Ayomade and his 3 clerics behind them. And they sort of, there's like a brief pause where it's like both groups are like, what the fuck is going on? And the clerics of Amador sort of turn to look at you, Grigori. It's like, weren't there supposed to be your companions here?
Before I answer them, I asked the paladins their names.
I'm Mary. Must be Grigori, correct?
Do I recognize this name as one of the ones that Salazar had shouted out
Yes.
as I was leaving? Okay. Just wanted to double check.
Yep.
Yeah. That is me. I had to. I informed the Church of Abathar as well as you guys this information, so that regardless of what may occur here, that everybody is has the same knowledge. But it seems that you guys got here a little bit faster than I originally anticipated.
Well, we didn't tally at all.
I appreciate that quite a bit.
You gave the impression of it being an emergency, so we attended it as such. And to this, she sort of gets interrupted ever so slightly by one of the clerics, not Tally, one of the other clerics of Odor, who goes like, "All right, hang on. We're told there were, aside from this fellow, there were at least 4 others that were involved in the murdering of a high justice. We need to apprehend them." Well, look, it's all being taken care of. You're free to investigate the crime scene if you'd like to, but we've taken custody of the men involved. No, hang on, but we have the right to see these individuals, at the very least to question them. We need to keep records of any conversations that might occur between... Yes, I know the proceedings. You are free to visit the cathedral, and you're welcome to talk to them at your own leisure. Fine.
Real quick, would I be able to join my compatriot?
There's like a pause as you say that, as the clerics of both religions sort of look at each other. It's like, technically, I mean, it would be easier to keep all of them in one place if we share the custody of these individuals. You're welcome to keep an eye on them. Bring a cleric if you so desire into the church. I don't know about that one. Hang on. I think that is actually quite agreeable. Yeah, no, that is perfect. Thank you. Let's get going. And the one doing the peacekeeping at the very end is Tally.
Ali is the better businessman here.
Yeah. And he sort of gestures for you to follow Grigori. Says, we are going to need one of you to come with us, and in sort of like doing like a eeny miny mo, trying to pick one of the other clerics to see like, okay. Rourke, you come with us. The 2 of you stay here with the paladins of Ayamade. Mary, right? Yes, that is correct. Okay, can you come with us then? Yes. Yes, of course. She sort of gestures for the other followers of Ayamade to keep an eye on everything, and leaving 5 men behind, the 4 of you head towards the cathedral.
Real quick, before we leave,
Yeah.
Gory will hey, could you make sure you transfer the keys so that I can get out of these?
Don't worry, I'm coming with. We'll see about releasing those handcuffs once we sort out the custody thing. We need to get some things on paper before everything gets a little bit more convoluted, you know? It's not easy to keep everything straight up here.
No problem.
Yeah. And with that, you'll be technically dragged towards the cathedral, although you're not being physically pushed. You're technically in handcuffs. But yeah, the party sort of haphazardly reconvenes at the Cathedral of Ayamade.
No, I would continue to walk super fast because of the long strider.
Yeah,
So
but
I'd be pretty much pulling them with me.
yeah, like as you're walking, you can feel like every now and then a tug on your robes, as Tully's like trying to keep up and like pulls on your robes to keep you from running away.
With his 20-foot movement speed.
Yep. But you do arrive at the cathedral, and the rest of the party, when you guys arrived, you were led through the back entrance, and you were sort of quote unquote released into the sort of lounging area in the back of the cathedral, where there's a couple of couches. There's a table where like it's not quite the mess hall, but there are some like traces of people having eaten some quick meals here. But yeah, you sort of are left to rest up for a few moments. And
I'd like to invoke my free healthcare.
I mean,
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
give
yeah,
you
yeah.
a lot.
We could ask for like healing while we're waiting. Right?
Wisdom
yeah,
drain
that's a good
healthcare.
idea.
Yeah.
Just okay, everyone just wait here. I'll go get Salazar. And Brother Robin, I'll see if any of the other clerics are available. Actually, I can give you some healing. He's gonna put a hand on you. And
We really just need one channel for the group, I think, would probably do it.
he's sort of like holding a hand and saying, oh yeah, you do all look pretty messed up. Okay, give me just 1 second. He sort of puts his hands together, and you see light start to emanate from them, and then sort of almost as if he were motioning to rip something in the air. A wave of energy express from his hands and washes over you, healing all of you for 12 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay. I do have one more in me, but I need to save that one in case of an emergency. So I'll go fetch Salazar and see if I can find another cleric that can give you some proper healing.
I'm doing all right. What about the rest of you? Sigus, Salera, I know you took a hard hit there, Sigus.
I'm
I'm good.
okay, but
I'm
a glass
full.
of water would be lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That brain
Maybe some
fog.
bread.
Maybe some
I
bread.
mean, like, I lost a lot of blood.
You can help yourselves. There's a couple of pitchers of water there, and you can grab bread if you want to. With that, Keith immediately takes off.
Go
Good
easy
idea,
on the
scary.
bread there, Sigus. We're going to have a long day ahead of us.
Mm. He's still gonna eat some bread, but he's gonna drink lots of water.
Yeah. I wonder if they've got anything salty around. How do you bleed so much? You're so small.
You know,
Actually, how tall are you?
that's a good question. I don't think he's particularly.
I'm just saying, because
Tall.
Erica's like 5'4" or something.
I think I'm just like 5'9" or something.
Elves are usually
Yeah.
a bit taller, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a big elf.
Yeah.
Yes. Docky.
He's
I mean,
not
I guess
Metz's.
I guess you're tall, but there's not a lot of meat there.
Like-
I'm glad you survived. That's the main thing.
Ah, me too. So thanks for the.
Do not let Sigas near vampires.
Yeah, well, vampires and they. I have that silver sword for a reason.
Mhm.
All right. As you guys are sort of lounging a little bit and having a chat amongst yourselves, Grigori, the group sort of arrives at the front door. Mary goes in, and then a couple of seconds later comes out and says, "All right, let's go around the bend and get in through the back entrance." And sure enough, as you guys sort of go around and get through the back door, the party is now properly reunited. Grigori,
Huzzah!
you see everyone, and they are all just sort of lounging in the in a couch and general area that is like not quite the kitchen, but almost. And party, you see Grigori show up in handcuffs with the elven cleric that you've seen before, but also a halfling and a dwarven clerics of Abadar.
What's with the handcuffs there, Grigori?
I had to turn myself over to the authorities for the murder of, well, for self-defense, but for us having to put down Hydrus of Amber.
Yeah,
They
and
insisted I complied.
yeah.
That's
On that note, we do sort of have to put the lot of you under arrest. So no, hang on, please. They're technically already under custody, so please hold off from doing that. Also, I'll take a brief second here because I think we just got raided by 17 people, so welcome to the stream.
Hey!
Oh, hey, what up? Welcome to the
Welcome.
stream. Hell yeah.
I was not expecting that, but I'll take it.
The Hydra Slayers? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Welcome.
that's one
That's
hell of a
pretty
name.
metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
it's pretty
Alright.
metal. Yeah.
Let's get back to it. Yeah, so Mary is sort of like trying to dissuade Tally from placing all of you all under arrest. And it's like, look, they're technically under our custody, so for the time being, how about we just keep them here? They will be very well under watch. Fine, okay. That should be agreeable. I can concede that. I suppose you lot are cooperating, so I think it is only fair that we cooperate in return. And Tully will unlock your handcuffs at that point, Grigori.
Oh, I was gonna say everybody's free except for Grigori. He's under arrest. Got
I
him.
got this.
Grigori will bow as a thank you. He will walk over and stand by his friend.
Are you still hurt, Grigori? You look better.
Thankfully, Salazar took care of most of mine.
Good. It'll be good to see him again. Thank you for getting the message to them.
No problem. I'm glad to see that you are here in one piece.
Yeah, the Zone of Truth does wonders.
Sure does.
Yeah, I experienced one this afternoon with my wonderful companion. Now I would like to call him. What was his name again? Tally?
Tully.
Tully.
Oops. I'll post it in the chat.
Done.
Is that a Game of Thrones reference?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, nod and smile at Tully.
Yeah. It is a very effective spell indeed. Although sometimes it's very unnecessary, I suppose.
Yes, I mean, understanding that we still have to go through all the due processes, what with the limitation of belief playing into that spell.
Well, we do have to keep due process indeed, and we need to dig as deep as possible to find the what's the word I'm looking for? Imperative truth. No. The objective truth. There we go.
There we are in agreement, priest. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I would hope it would have been under better circumstances, but pleasure to meet you. I'm Tully.
Erica, I have no doubt you've heard my name.
Yes, I've heard stories.
Ooh, Eric,
The recent ones have not been good, I would presume.
No, definitely not. But the old ones, I've heard a few here and there.
I spent my time in the field, so hopefully it was not too much of us returning to lick our wounds.
Actually, I've heard that you bake a mean pie, but I suppose battle wounds are also part of the job. Yes.
I do enjoy my conversations with the Abadarians. You guys can have quite a sense of humor.
Well, I suppose that's more me and my family, more so than the clergy itself, but I suppose I can't
Maybe
take
that's
credit
just
away
me
from them.
laughing behind. Maybe that's me just laughing at things that are not meant to be funny then.
Well, I suppose. No harm's done, though. Um, so where's this Salazar we're waiting on?
He should be in very shortly, I would suspect. I think something of this magnitude he would be taken quite seriously, though there were a few other items that I suspect he may be sending people to at this moment.
Okay, sounds ominous.
Yes, I think it would be best if we all had the conversation at once, though.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind a glass of water, he says, and Mary sort of.
If Sigus hasn't eaten all the rest of the bread, then I'm sure there's some of that left too.
That actually would be pretty good. I've been told never to put down any offers for free food ever. Bad for business.
Preach.
Indeed. That is exactly what I'm doing. And to that, Mary will sort of nod and she takes off to go grab a pitcher of water and bring something for the lot of you to eat. And like so, unless there's anything else you would like to talk about, a few moments are going to go by. And Keith is going to show back up, entering through the door that leads into the cathedral proper. He's like, hey, look, Salazar is currently. He sort of stops, looks around, notices that there's two clerics of Avadar. Like, Salazar is currently in an important meeting with Lord Mayor Grabaris, so he's gonna be about another hour or so before he shows up. If you can all sit idly by, sort of stops looking at the priests and looks at Mary, and you can tell like they're sort of trying to like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, no, it's fine. All right. Okay. Yeah, if you can all sit down around and wait for him, that would be best. Yep. Right. Is there anything anyone would like to do in the time from here to then?
Are we getting wisdom drain sorted?
Not yet.
Erica will
Okay.
mention that we do. There are several of the cultists' items that were tainted. We may want to have dealt with.
Right. Normally it's either Salazar or who else is around to perform the ritual? Actually,
Ali, do you have the necessary skill to deal with cursed items?
Who are you asking that of?
Ali.
Cursed items. I might be able to do something about them, but I can't guarantee success.
But yeah, how about, and we do have quite a number of them, so
We
might
can wait.
Yeah.
To note, it seems that they had trouble with the tome that we had given Torval.
That's problematic. Usually Salazar's able to take care of quite powerful ones.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something to do with the intelligence.
I feel like it was definitely a good idea to have gotten rid of it.
That we made a terrible mistake. Yeah, well, I think getting caught up on Grigori's conversations. During this time, we haven't seen any fun 7-pointed stars, have we?
No, there's no 7-pointed stars amongst the lot in this room, and nobody has come in or left the room aside from the current set of characters. And once
Gotcha.
Keith has entered the room, he doesn't leave again until something happens.
Want to start doing the paperwork that the Abadarians want to do, recording stuff, or do we just want to see about wisdom drain, or what do we want to do
You
here?
could just write like, I think seeing about wisdom drain for sure.
I'm 3 points away from death.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's deal with that.
And then
I also, since we're just sitting and waiting, I would like to write a letter to my parents.
Okay.
And kind of let them know that I am doing anything I can to help find a cure for father. And as soon as I can, I will come home, and that I love them and miss them, and that is all. That's pretty much the gist of what I want to say. I'm not going to give any details about anything just in case.
Okay. Yeah, you put take your time to write a letter back to your parents. Tully and Mary are sort of going back and forth between, like next to you, and they're going back and forth over the details of sharing custody of the criminals, quote unquote, for the time being. And they're like going also back and forth between terms, but the three of you are sort of sharing a table, writing some documents. What about the rest of the party?
I mean, Robin's just got mad brain fog right now, so
Oh,
he's
yeah,
kind of like lying down on a couch, staring at the ceiling.
Yeah. Keith sort of notices the fact that you were sort of really fucked up, and he did try to get a cleric before, but it's like, right, like I'm gonna try and see if I can find anyone else, because it's sort of a bit of a mess right now. There's a lot of introspection going on. So I'll see if I can find anyone who can help you out with that mental damage.
If you give me a few minutes, I can prepare. Wait, it's damage, right? Restoration wouldn't work, or lesser restoration wouldn't work, would it?
No.
Dang.
Actually, Mary, by any chance, have you prepared a restoration today? Just the one. I suppose we could. I can help them with that one. Okay. Let's see if I can find one other restoration around. Everyone stay here, of course, but I'll be right back. And Keith takes off again.
So we're not alone, though. We still have lots of...
No, you still have Mary, Tully, and Rourke with you.
Okay. For copying, for writing spells into spellbooks, can I do that in portions? Like, if we have, like, an hour and a half, can I get an hour and a half worth of work done? Or does it all have to be at once?
I'll say it has to be in 1 hour increments.
Okay.
At the very least. Yeah.
It's fair.
Do we have all of our possessions on us currently?
Yeah, they didn't even take your weapons from you.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I will pull out my spare cloak and I will lay down and just like kind of take a nap while I wait until I come back, obviously, and then like to have my wisdom damage heal.
Yep. Mary will sort of approach. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Mayor will approach the party and it's like, okay, we're taking a break from the documents. Who's the most severe in terms of their ailments?
I believe
you.
Robin took the brunt of it. He's been a little loopy since the fight.
Okay. Brother Robin, should I help you with that?
Yes.
See what I mean?
I can see what you mean. And she's gonna approach you, Robin, and I want to double check. I think it's a 1d4 restoration.
It might go up to D6 on the full
I think it's
restoration.
all
one
ability
heals
drain
all.
for 1. Yeah.
for one
That's
stat, it heals all of
awesome.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, restoration.
Run. Restoration cures all temporary ability damage and it restores all points permanently drained from a single ability score. Okay, yeah, no. She gives you the good touch. She places a hand on your shoulder, and you hear her sort of reciting like a mantra of prayers to Yamade. You feel your body sort of slowly relaxing. Your muscles sort of relax a little bit. You feel yourself sort of almost easing into sleep as you realize now that there's like been a little bit of noise in your ear constantly, and you only notice now that it's gone, that it was there. It's sort of like that sort of sudden silence that tells you that there was noise before.
Robin sort of puts his hand on her hand while it's still on her shoulder and says, "Thank you." There's this weird ringing that I can't hear anymore.
The moment you put your hand on her, she sort of immediately recoils and brings her hand to her chest.
All right. Every time this happens to my brain, guys, just want you guys to know this.
Sorry.
Every time this happens to my brain, I've got this weird ringing. And then once my brain gets fixed, the ringing goes away. It's quiet again.
Those are called thoughts.
I think he's talking about an actual ringing sound, correct,
Yeah.
Robin?
Yeah,
No.
maybe like a concussion might have or something. I don't.
You didn't take a. Well, I mean, you fell quite a height. Did you hit yourself on the head?
No, I'm pretty sure all the joints in my legs broke, but that was dealt with.
Also, is she a cleric or a paladin? Because if she's a paladin, holy shit, 4th level spells.
Mary is a cleric.
Okay, I was gonna say, what the?
Yep.
Can Sigus attempt to see if he can learn? He wants to try and learn any more about the ringing, whether through physical or magical.
Sure. Give me a knowledge arcana.
Ooh, that's
Should be pretty
well,
good for you.
Wow, you are shitting. You are failing at your job. God damn it.
Wait. Oh.
Oh,
He
that
nat
was
one.
me again.
Yep.
I give him
Ooh.
+2.
It's still 15.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say
Yes,
Solera would be a good pull
I
here.
will try.
Her, yeah.
So
Until I
there's
build
nature
anything.
check.
Yeah, her knowledge arcana is just like 1 or 2 below mine.
Yeah,
So
you
really
can
good.
you can also give me a knowledge arcana.
Yeah, we'll
Hey.
fucking do it.
There you
Did
go.
okay, I think.
Nice.
So Sigis, you aren't certain like where like if these symptoms are specific to anything in particular, or if it might just be like, you know, some creatures when they drain your wisdom, or sometimes wherein your mind is affected by things such as feeble-minded. It does give you the sensation of external thoughts trying to pervade your mind, and it sort of sounds either like whispers or if it's particularly intense, it's just a constant mumble, like indescribable, indecipherable mumble, constantly droning in your ears. Celera, the ringing, much like I described before for Sigas, it could be from that, but also like usually you would be still able to tell like there's something instead of just a ringing. Um, and the fact that he's hearing that ringing might be because there's something affecting his mind beyond that. Maybe even a side effect of the magical runes that are keep growing on his body.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pass that along to Robin. Um, do you hear that often when you're close to going down, or do you hear it all the time?
I hear it when things fuck with my brain.
Okay. I guess
Like-
that would make sense.
Like when we were in that house, and that apparition sort of struck my mind, and on that one occasion took over me briefly. I heard it then as well, and I heard it now when I suffered the I guess bewitching of the Lamia. Yeah, I don't know. I don't hear it now though. I don't hear it often.
Okay. Will you tell me again when you hear it again?
Sure will.
Okay.
I wonder if the intensity of your alignment variation goes with whether you can hear that or not. Like it's someone trying to, like you said, it's a ringing. Maybe it's some form of communication.
Yeah. Was it louder this time than it was last time? Or more intense?
I just noticed it more because I'd experienced it before. I don't think it was worse.
Okay.
What communicates in ringing noises?
I don't think it's ringing. I think it's chanting, or I don't know. I kind of am on the same wavelength as Erica with maybe communicating, or maybe it's way of keeping you alive. I have no idea.
Sigus, you said that the runes on him are the Thessalonian, right? They're the magic runes, the wrath, and all that.
Yes. I believe I found it was runes of wrath was the main one, but then it's all sorts of different runes spreading out. I could be wrong.
I wonder if it's like, you know how you write magic on a scroll?
I do know this.
I wonder if it's a similar thing, but writing it on a body. I don't know what the end effect would be,
Like
but
magic
like,
tattoos.
yeah, he already doesn't get tired, as we've seen. You're quite a bit tougher. Maybe it's, well, I don't really want to know what happens when it gets to the end based on who put those on you. But maybe you're turning into a human scroll?
Well,
I do have this
evading.
sort of intrinsic feeling that, like, when this progresses to a state of finality, I feel like I'm just gonna get ripped into pieces physically, spiritually, and mentally.
Well, the main, like
That's what I was worried about.
historically, the main things that when you think of Thaslan and like runes on people is they'd make like rune slaves. So none.
Do you know what rune slaves look like?
I don't know exactly, but they would like mostly. I think famously they were like giants covered in runes, and then they basically would like kind of like taking over people's minds with what you said. Magic spells.
So
But I don't know anything about
domination of
that.
some variety.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just
not
saying,
good.
he's got evil
quick-
magic, evil ancient magic spreading over his body. It's bad. Unless you're like in a ninja
Yeah, I'm
movie.
dying. I mean, I am a
quick
ninja.
side note here, guys.
Mhm.
Would I be able to do a sense motive on why our friendly neighborhood cleric recoiled from
Hmm.
Robin?
Sure.
Probably
Give me a
'cause he's
sense motive.
detecting pretty strongly as evil.
It's
That's unfortunate.
shady as fuck.
She was doing fine up until the point where Robin grabbed her hand. Sort of like when she was placing her hand on him, it was fine. When Robin was placing his hand on hers, she recoiled and like she stepped away at that point.
I've got if Grigori mentions something about the recoiling, Erica will have an idea.
As far as you can tell,
Yeah.
Grigori, though, it could have been any kind. It was like a very visceral reaction. Hard to tell why. And she looked a little bit conflicted for half a second, then it was back to being like that sort of slate blank expression that elves can have.
Gotcha. And Grigori would probably poke a joke at Robin and be like, "Wow, she really doesn't seem to like you."
Yeah. I mean, they don't really go for bad boys in the church.
To be fair, I get the
Robin.
same reaction.
Do you mind grabbing my wrist? I have an idea.
Robin just sort of looks at Grigori and is like, hold on a minute. Robin grabs your wrist.
Do I feel anything?
Nope.
There, Vosen?
I mean, you feel Robin grabbing your wrist. You can also give me a sense motive at this point.
Okay.
Because you don't particularly know Mary, so it's hard to tell why
Oh yeah, there we
she
go.
reacted the way she did.
Hunch.
As Robin is sort of, you guys are probably like not doing this very obviously, like you're trying to be somewhat
Like, I'm
covert.
assuming we're all sitting on a couch and she
Yeah.
went back to writing whatever.
Yeah, she went back to the table to write with Tully. You sort of glance over at her, and she catches a glimpse of what you're doing, and you can tell, like she turns a slighter shade of red, like a quick blush, and she sort of turns her head back to looking at the papers, and you get that feeling like it's not a blush of what's
Being repulsed.
it's not being repulsed, it's more like being embarrassed kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, a cute boy touched me.
That's what I thought. And she'll just to do a final check, she'll just kind of flick on the detect evil on Robin and see what he's pinging as right now.
Thinking is something.
He paints as not being evil.
I assume he's still the weird kind of middling thing.
No, he's currently already a paladin, aren't you? Yeah. You
So
took
he
your
has
first...
an aura of good.
He detects as being good, and he has an aura of good now.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah. So
Yay.
I remembered you said there was some weirdness to that
Yep.
when I first got it, but
But he has settled into the role of a paladin now.
okay. So I don't think it's anything to worry about. And she'll just kind of smile to herself and go back to polishing out the dents in her armor that she's accumulated.
Yep. Right. Anything else you guys would like to do in the meantime?
I don't know if we have an hour. I'm gonna try and get an hour's work on blindness, deafness.
Sure.
And I have a lot of spells to power through.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can start your work on transcribing blindness,
guess-
deafness.
Yeah. I guess we could also talk to the paladins about see if they have any worries, but we could talk to, anyways.
Okay.
Oh well. I think no. I'm gonna stick with my
if-
decision.
if you mention that, Erica will say, "Yeah, I agree. We should probably just wait until Salazar returns, have the conversation with everyone. You know, the more people
Yeah.
we have in the room, the more minds, the better it'll turn out. Hopefully."
Amazing.
All right. So after about 30 minutes go by, and Keith comes back. This time accompanied by another cleric. Says, all right. Look, things are. I need to go help out with the organization inside of the church. There's still some preparations that need to get done. But Pete here will help you out with a lesser restoration or restoration. Sorry. He should be able to take care of you. I'm gonna go back. I still haven't heard anything from Salazar, so sit tight.
Did he go alone?
He took one other with him, but I don't know who it was. Okay, I need to go.
Okay.
And he takes off.
Yes.
Real quick, and while we were waiting, would it have been possible for Grigori to be crafting poison?
Do you want to craft a poison in the middle of a room filled with clerics and paladins?
Probably not.
Yo, I got that. Yo, I'm good at that.
I know. That's.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna have you be the one to apply them to my stuff because.
Yeah,
Got real bad.
absolutely. He's gonna be oh yeah, no, I've got this flower in my bag too. He's gonna go into the haversack and pull out the jar of white dust.
Well,
Robin, Grigori,
What's up?
place and time, my friends. Place and time.
I just figured we had some downtime. This is a good.
Downtime in a cathedral where we need to show that we are on the right side of the law in helping dismantle this cult.
Robin sort of looks at the poison in the jar and is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure knockout poison is way better than just crushing somebody's skull in. So just add some water, Grigori.
Oh!
And I'll help you apply it to the arrows later.
All right.
Give it a good stir.
I think Erica's gonna be the one that needs lesser restoration.
Actually, maybe we should hold off on this stuff until a later time.
He's gonna
Oh,
put it back
come
in the
on.
haversack.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Right?
I
Though
hope you're kidding, Silera.
I am.
Grigori will sneakily give Robin a quick fist pound. Hilarious. Make sure we hide it from Erica.
Yeah.
So
That's unfortunate.
There's a reason Robin uses non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you all, but who needed the restoration cast upon them?
My boy over here.
I did, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
As he's like trying to put away his.
Yeah. He.
His mind has been softened, so you
Yeah.
know.
Pete, who is a human cleric of Ayamade, will put a hand on top of your head, Gory, and they sort of are trying to do this as quickly as possible. They like put a hand, chant very quickly, and you can tell like they almost bite their tongue with how quickly they're saying their prayers, and then you feel your body sort of be cleansed, and the sort of whispers that you were hearing, telling you to give up in the fight against the Lamia. Start to evaporate and go back into silence. Pete sort of opens his eyes, having finished the casting, and says, "Right, you good?"
Yes, I very much appreciate the help.
Okay.
sir.
Ayomade be with you. He just trails off as he's walking out.
And lady luck with you.
Can I roll a sense motive on Mr. Man there?
Yeah. Give me a sense motive.
They're
Yeah,
short.
I was
Oh.
gonna do the same thing, but I
They're
think we're
short.
good.
Yeah, Erica, you know Pete. He's been around since before you. He's like in his mid 50s now. He normally is a very chill person. They normally take their time for everything and they speak sort of in this speed. But you know that when push comes to shove, they can really go 150%, even 200%. Judging from the shouts that you heard as the door briefly opened and then Pete sort of slinked away, probably the tests trying to find who the shapeshifter is are still ongoing.
Uh,
And Keith mentioned that Salazar took someone to speak with the mayor alongside him. Yes.
Yep.
yes. Erica will walk over to Mary and kind of ask her to talk for a moment.
Yeah. What is it?
I am concerned that if certain events have transpired, if Salazar only brought the one man with him, he may be in some danger. I would recommend sending a runner or someone to check on them at some point.
Hey guys, I've got to pee. Does somebody need to hold my hand?
Yes,
What?
they would, Robin. We're not allowed to leave. They're watching us.
Who wants to hold my hand while I pee?
Ooh, send Mary with you. Sorry, I do not say that.
God damn it.
Right in his face, like, "Send Mary with him."
We can send a messenger crow and see if there's
Too
everything's
soon.
all right. But
You read the contents of the letter as well as I. I'm just worried how far things may have progressed.
I don't think Zalazar is the kind to lower his guard. Much less, I don't think there's anyone in Magnemar that could best him one-on-one.
I'm not really concerned about his physical safety. I'm worried about the safety of the information that he has and is going to share. So, I mean, I can go pee, and I can come back, or you can let that happen.
Erica will kind of look back over at you and be like, well, I guess since we're having this conversation openly now, my concern was that with him is not necessarily his safety, it would be being caught unawares. I know there is effectively no one in Magnemar that could take him in a fair fight.
Well, think about this. Maybe the mayor's been replaced by a faceless stalker, and maybe the person that he took with him is a faceless stalker. That would be 2-on-1. That's not a fair fight, especially because he'd be
Yes.
surprised.
So he would still win that fight.
You would know that he knows how to
saying.
check for faceless stalkers, so it is unlikely that the person he took with him is one.
They
Or
maybe
if
might
the
be
person
the
is
alignment.
one, then no, he is cutting them to show the blood.
Okay.
Hold up, hang on, everyone, quiet down. First off, second, what's this about faceless stalkers replacing people now?
Y'all done fucked
Yeah,
up.
so Tully, that was one of the things we were going to wait and discuss. Suffice it to say, there's a wee bit of an infestation.
Also, didn't Grigori ask him if he was a faceless stalker?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't tell him how much.
Yeah, but he didn't talk about them replacing people.
That's
He only mentioned that Iron Brian was corrupt. Nothing about faceless stalkers replacing people.
yeah. So fuck. And he's gonna take out a knife, and Robin's gonna cut his arm, and he's gonna bleed red.
What? What?
Yeah, so I'm not one of them.
Robin, we
Right.
need to stay put. I know you are
Mhm.
capable of going and checking on him, and I know you, likely more than almost anyone here, would get there quickly, be unseen, and be able to get back. But Mary is right. We should likely wait. He's probably fine. I'm just being paranoid. I've been stuck in the underbridge and in the docks for too long.
No, it's a good
I think
idea
the
to be paranoid.
Yeah, I think the paranoia is reasonable.
Yeah, we did just find out that, the justice was literally corrupt and leading a cult. So, maybe I should go check on Salazar.
I think
I wouldn't want to lose an ally.
a messenger crow is fine, and he is like a father to me. If we're talking about the stakes of loss here, I can assure you I would do anything in my power to make sure that man survives. I just we have to try and stay within the confines of what is acceptable. If you can work out an arrangement with Tully and Mary,
All right,
that you
y'all.
find acceptable.
I'm gonna go save the head paladin. Does anybody have any problems with that?
Yes, I do, because you are currently a suspect in a... Well, not even a suspect, you are a confirmed murderer of a high justice. You are...
Robin wasn't there. Everybody else can confirm it. I wasn't there.
You are still accessory to murder.
I wasn't there.
You'd be considered an accomplice, not
It's-
to try to
it-
argue against you there, Robin, but you are part
I didn't
of our
try to
party.
hide it. I literally wasn't there. I didn't try to hide it. I haven't withheld any information. And my superior might be in danger, and there's a strong chance that he might be in danger. So, let me ask again, does anybody have any issues with me going to, help him out?
Again, yes, until you're clear of suspicion for murder, which we haven't yet, I am gonna have to refrain from you specifically going.
Wasn't
Another
there.
pa- another
Be able to
another paladin
what?
can
Actually,
go.
Zone of Truth me, and I can tell you for a fact that I've never killed anybody in my life. How about that?
Okay.
Out of character, I think that is untrue. Didn't you
Yeah,
actually
it is
get
untrue.
your first kill?
Nope.
You just got
It
your
was
first
it was a
kill, Adam.
faceless stalker. It's not a humanoid.
I think they are human.
It's a
Like,
monstrous
but you-
humanoid, but yeah.
it, like whether you've killed someone or not. Like I don't.
It doesn't matter. Like, you assisted
Yeah.
somebody who murdered somebody.
Yeah.
I was okay. So just out of character, just to remind everybody, Robin was at the top of the tower during that entire fight.
Yeah.
Robin
Yes.
wasn't
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
He wasn't present.
It doesn't matter.
it'd be-
He's not there.
it
You
would
are
be like-
guilty by association. That's
Yeah.
what this is.
It'd be like
And-
if, for example, if I was involved in a gang, say, and that gang went out and killed a Supreme Court justice in Canada. Everyone in that gang is going to be brought in, questioned, and they are not going anywhere until they are
Mhm.
fully cleared.
Like we can convince the paladins to send other people. Like there's I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, at this point, it kind of seems like I'm being held against my will, and I'm kind of not a fan of that.
We are-
So,
definitely being
No.
held against our will.
Yeah.
so
That
I'm
is
literally not
exactly
allowed
what
to
is
do that.
happening.
you guys. So peace out. I'm leaving. Bye. Robin leaves.
Rourke, stop him! You see Tully shouting at Rourke, who's the dwarf by the door, and they sort of grab their mace and stand in front of you, Robin.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly. I'm just gonna try and acrobatics past him.
Rory will shout, Robin, stop.
Yeah.
I'm not. No, I literally am not allowed to be held against my will.
You're not being
Oh.
held against your will. You're here because you choose to be here. Continue to choose to be here, and you are not held against your will. They are not binding you. They have not done anything so far to hold you against your will. If you proceed on this course of action, they will need to bind you, and you will be violating your tenets. Don't force them to make you violate your own tenets.
Not.
So, Robin, what are you doing?
I mean, Robin's gonna look at this Rourke guy. Is he a paladin of Abadar?
He's a cleric of Abador, as far as you can tell.
A cleric of Abadar.
He's a dwarven
Robin's gonna
cleric of Abador. He looks a lot like Dorvin did.
All right. Robin's gonna look at Rourke and be like, "Look, I know a very, very, very close friend of mine to be a cleric of Abadar, and he and I have, as you probably wouldn't imagine, agreed on very many things. And I believe even at this point in time, he would be maybe not pushing for everybody to be allowed out of custody, but very much so to make sure that this incredibly important person is kept safe and the information that he possesses is also kept safe.
Robin, they're going to send someone. They're going to send someone.
Yeah.
Please. I'm begging you here, Robin.
Hmm.
It doesn't need to be us. We've done enough.
Plus, like, isn't this Salazar guy like super high level?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
he's got 3 mercies on him. He's an extremely high level paladin.
I mean, I trust in his strength, yes, but I don't trust the people that are going to be interacting with him.
Yeah, no, that, and I think if we're keeping this in character, we agree on that. We don't know who we can trust. What we do know is Salazar is extremely capable. He's brought another capable person with him. They're going to send more capable people to follow up based on the vehemency of this display, I would assume. But we need to remain calm. Remember, Salazar is an important person in the city and is important to you, but he is one of the most important people in my life. If I thought there was a strong chance that he was going to be hurt in any significant way, I would be doing more. All I was asking Mary for was to send someone to check on him to ensure that nothing more needed to be done.
And didn't he send orders for us to be taken here? Like, isn't this all his wishes?
Yes.
Yep.
And isn't he the head of your order? So, also doing this would be like, Six is just gonna try to like. So we're not arguing with your points that he could be in danger. We're just saying that, like, even if you could get out, which you probably could, your impact on saving him is very likely to be minimal. While it is a chance you can do it, what it will guarantee is that you're going against the head of your order, committing several illegal acts, and probably screwing us over at the same time. So it ends up defeating most of your goals while risking that for a slight chance of success on something that we don't know is even going to happen. When we have other ways that, while we have less control over, are more likely to be more successful. Though they are admittedly much less satisfying.
I don't like sitting around doing nothing. Okay.
I know. That's why it's really unsatisfying. None of us want to be sitting here.
I'm in agreement, Robin, but this is the part of our faith where we have to use faith, right? We believe that the Inheritor's will guides us and guides Salazar, and that the will of her and her allies will protect Salazar in this important mission, along with the aid that we are asking to be sent. There's only so much one set of sword arms can do, right?
Yes.
Well,
Still don't like it.
I know, I know, brother.
I'm pretty confident that none of us like this. It is something that we are bound to do. Something that we cannot. Honestly, we should not be pushing against. They have shown great hospitality in allowing us to be here with all of our equipment without taking anything into custody and allowing us to not be shackled. So just take this, remain calm. If anything is to happen, we can offer our assistance, but until they ask that of us, we must just stay put.
So, like Robin's definitely raised his voice during this conversation, but not at any point during this would you have considered Robin to be angry.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, no, we
he's out of character. Like, he's very calm about the situation,
He's
but he is
mad.
raising.
worried, right?
He's concerned, yeah,
Yeah.
but he is
yeah.
not even a smidge of anger washes over him for this entire conversation. He's like, I don't like it. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Come, let's sit back down and I don't know. Is there something productive that we can work on in the meantime? Perhaps help focus the
Hey,
more
Sigurd.
restless members?
Do you
Robin's
happen
gonna
to
start
have the
reading
rest of that paperwork?
Yeah. Everyone
We-
can
we
write
could be
their
looking for that.
accounts.
Well, no, what we found in the top of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, because we only read the one letter, right?
Yeah,
We didn't read all the ball.
you
Yeah.
went through the most recent letter. Yep.
Okay, well,
Yeah, let's.
yes, let's go through it.
Yeah, as you, if you want to sit down and read through the papers, you still have them on you, so you could. Is that the plan?
Yeah,
Alright.
that sounds great.
Is Robin okay with that?
Robin's going to be reading the Bible that he was given for, because the original tenets of Iomade he was given for were not for Iomade.
They
So
were
he was given a
Eridan,
new
right?
They were Eridan, yeah. So he's been given a new book, and he's going to be reading through that.
All right. Then the rest of you who are sitting down with the papers, the old letters, some of them are crumpled up, and it seems like a lot of them are like half-finished letters from what you assume to be Sanisha to her sister, as it says, "Dear sister, I will have you know that I have completely taken over," and then there's like a scratch mark, completely handled Magnamore with efficiency, and like there's several like essentially what was the word, drafts of letters to the sister.
She's trying to clap back.
Yeah.
Look
However,
at me.
yeah. However, one part of these papers that is rather ominous is a rather long list of names, most of which are scratched out, and there's about a good 100 names in this list. About 70 are scratched out, and then the remaining 30, some of them are circled out and haven't been crossed out yet. And among these names, you do see Grubaris.
With that being
Lord Mayor Grubaris.
as who finds the list?
Probably Sigurd.
Sigus.
So this is a list, and it's like a whole bunch of people.
There's 100 names or thereabouts on the list. 70 of which have been crossed out. Several of which are sort of circled around.
Okay, I'm gonna look for Ironbriar.
Ironbriar is not in the list.
He's not on the list.
Nope.
Okay, interesting. I think I'm gonna be like, hey everyone, come take a look at this. And so the Lord Mayor, his name is not crossed off.
No, but it is
Circled,
circled out. Yep.
Yeah. Do we recognize any of the other names on the lists?
Yeah. one of the circled names that has also been crossed out, like it was circled and then crossed out, is
Simon's dad.
Simon's uncle.
Yeah.
I'm
Something-
blanking out super hard on. Oh, I added a note for him.
What's
No,
his
the
name?
name is. I want to say it was Rupert, but it's not Rupert. It's on NPCs. Not anymore. Roderick.
Roderick.
Roderick Vullivan is circled and then crossed over.
This is the hit list.
I'm gonna like frantically look through the list and see if my father's name is on there.
It is not. However, you do find that circled is Frank Lionuki.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Balls.
Okay, so
That's the guy with the cool ship, right?
That's the guy
Yeah.
with the ring.
so is
Oh,
there
right.
is there anybody else that's listed in there that's crossed out that we know has
Like
Ooh,
Foxglove.
yes, Foxglove or
or-
his wife?
Foxglove is circled. His name is not crossed out. It's just circled.
Circled
The circle.
is control.
Yeah, they must be faceless stalkers.
Yeah, and then crossed out
Um,
must be
Dead
dead.
faceless stalkers.
Yeah.
The ones that we killed.
Or it might just be individuals taken care of instead of faceless stalkers killed. Like, I think they only circled the ones that they're replacing or controlling.
Yeah.
As I was saying though, so the names that you find, at least that you recognize, are Frank, who's been circled out, Mayor Guevara's, who's circled out, Foxglove, who's circled out, Roderick Vullivan, who's circled out and then crossed over, his wife, who is also circled out, it's not crossed over. You find
That explains why Lion didn't win that item.
Yeah.
trying to remember if you guys have met any other particular NPCs that you would recognize.
Can I roll a knowledge nobility? Because I take it
Sure,
they're
you
all up
roll me a
there.
knowledge nobility or knowledge local. Okay.
I will do the same.
Okay. All right.
Nice, Siggy.
Siggis. Siggis. There is a name that you wouldn't recognize immediately, and it's
Oh,
been
no.
circled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I figured.
It's your dearest mother.
Oh, this will be great.
Yeah.
This will be great.
Her name is circled
it's
out, but it's
circled?
not crossed over.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be a problem.
Erica, there's also one other name that has been circled out but not crossed over. You don't recognize it firsthand, but you know that it is a noble from Madanmore. The surname is. Let me find the right note for that one. It's Zafcriel Amayori.
Amayori.
Yep, of House Amayori.
God. And it's circled?
Yep, it's circled, not crossed out.
At this point, I think if Tully and Mary aren't over there already, she's waving them over.
Yeah, they've probably started to head over once they saw that everyone was sort of clustered around the page.
Sorry guys. Tully, Mary, we were going through the papers we found in the tower. We think if you all would agree, I think this is the list of people they have under their sway and have killed.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, Ironbriar isn't on here, but the others line up. Or at least maybe targets
Yeah.
for the circled ones. I'm not
They're
sure.
all. Those are all nobles of Macklemore.
Hmm.
With the exception of this, Frank Lionuki, I don't know that one.
He's
just
an
glaze
important.
over that.
Yeah, he's an associated person from another kingdom, I believe.
Yeah. An influential trader.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I suppose all of these would be very valuable targets. And the mayor is in there, so this would be incredible evidence in your favor. Should I include it in the evidence that we're documenting? And Tully sort of looks over at Mary at this point, and he's going to take a moment to break apart from your group, picks up some papers, comes back, and like is taking notes as you guys are sort of going over the papers.
We know Vulavan there that is circled then crossed out. We believe he was somehow killed by the cultists. So that's where we're getting the crossed out ones being taken care of. Not sure about the circles, whether that's target or control.
Okay. Shouldn't.
This could be something that they've been infected with, because
Like
the
in
people that we
Sandpoint?
know of that have been circled and crossed out have died from a disease.
Yes, because Simon's father was sick.
And it is likely that his wife has also been infected with the same thing.
Oh
Would
my
explain why she is circled. But again, this is just speculation.
Well, we need to figure out what this is. I mean, if that is the case. And I mean, Celera, this does bear a striking resemblance to the other case we were discussing.
It is possible that they have places, these kinds of organizations have been put in every single type of major hub.
Holy
Thanks, whoever did that.
Iomade, help us.
Oh dear. Okay. This conspiracy, we'd call it, runs even deeper than we thought. Is that?
Well, we to be completely transparent with you, Tully, we know it's got some connection to what has happened in Sandpoint recently. We know it's ingrained in Magnamar. We don't know how far it goes yet. We have it's a hunch at this point that it's in other cities, but given its prevalence here and the mentioning of did he saw the letter, right? Did Grigori show him the letter?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
But the letter is amongst the papers that you're holding currently, so.
I mean, I guess if you're copying stuff down, this letter would also be a key piece of evidence.
Okay. Fort Brannock. That's Hook Mountain. Yeah, that's the Hook Mountain fort. Okay. That's just a short ways away from Turtleback Ferry.
Which would explain the mentioning of Turtleback Ferry in there as well. I wasn't familiar with the fort.
It's not particularly well known. It's a detached fort. It's meant to keep the giants from coming down from the Storval Plateau.
The last thing we need is giants coming out of the hills now that the sister of this Lamia's taken over a fort.
Okay. I think I need to keep. I'm gonna have to copy all of these over. Um, if you don't mind, just help me out with some of these papers.
We're trying to make heads or tails of them as well. We'll pass the important ones to you.
Okay. Um, I'll take copies of everything just in case.
It's good that we would have a backup. Unless
Yeah.
Sigus, Grigori, Silera, Robin, there's no that's wise, correct?
What?
Does she happen to have a cut in her?
Oh, what?
Cut? Was she tested pretty much with?
Oh, Mary?
Yeah.
If she has a cut, it's not obvious. And you definitely know that Tully hasn't been tested.
Yeah.
But aside from the
Tully is zoned of truth himself.
Yeah.
According to Grigori.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So unless the faceless stalkers can choose to trigger zones of truth.
Possible he was the one who cast it, but I think it's all right. Should be fine. We just gotta make sure it doesn't get into the wrong hands.
Okay. Good. We should keep cooperating as much as possible to make sure that we get to the end of it as quickly as possible.
Agreed. The sooner
Alright.
my name is cleared, the better.
Right. You take this side of the pile, I'll take this side of the pile, and we can start transcribing everything. And yeah, just we'll be done in a jiffy, right?
You underestimate how fast I write. Or overestimate, sorry.
It will be good practice, I suppose. Oh boy. All right. I mean, unless you want to add something else, there's a
No.
all right. There's a bunch of writing needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. However, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like she kind of looks over at Sigus, sees that he's doing something that's actually useful, and it's like, oh god, I guess I gotta take the bullet here.
Yep. However, about 20 minutes into transcribing everything, just as you guys are sort of winding down, you will hear the door unlock coming from the back street to the cathedral. And as the door sort of starts to open, it hits Rourke on the back. He sort of takes a step forward, turns around, and in walk Salazar and one other paladin in tow. And he sort of looks around and says, well, good to see that everyone's still here. I have good news. We've sort of solved the problem with the mayor. Come on in. Closes the door.
Mm-hmm.
Solved?
Yes, solved.
I'm preparing my sense motive.
Turns out he was and like as he stopped talking, he's sort of walking more into the light because by now it's like started to turn dark outside. And as he sort of walks into the room proper, you can see like he's taken a few blows. He's got a cut on his forehead. There's a lot of blood that sort of dripped down his forehead and over one eye. But aside from that, there's like some blood on his clothes. But he seems to be in one piece. The other paladin seems to be in a little bit of a rougher spot. In that he's been healed from the damage, but you can tell that he took a much more severe beating.
Robin sort of closes the book, looks over at what's happening, gives everybody an "I told you so" look, and then keeps reading the book.
Yep. Yeah, we've had the fortune of locating the assassins that were waiting for for Lord Mayor Grabaris, and, well, we swiftly took care of them. There were perhaps a few more than we had originally expected, but nothing that the two of us couldn't handle. So, the Lord Mayor has agreed to open a proper investigation. I have also made certain that we locate the last remaining saboteurs inside of our church. I believe Keith should be coming in any moment now with good news. I hope. Aside from that, your name has been cleared, Erica. And I took the liberty of double checking that a message, whether a message had arrived or not, for our brother Robin. As it turns out, there's quite a few portraits of you in the Lord Mayor's office. Turns out you have quite a hefty bounty. Well, had a hefty bounty.
Word had. Thank you very much.
Yes. I would like to talk to you about the reason why you have that bounty at length. But not now. He sort of squints at the fact that there's two clerics of Abadar in here. It's like, right, I think I know you. Tully, right? Yeah. Salazar. Yeah. You can go. I'll take care of what remains here. I do have. He sort of pats his chest, his clothes, and draws out a paper and hands it over to Tully, who opens it up very quickly. It's like, okay. Sure. I still need to bring this over to the High Priest. I suppose I can leave them in your care in the time being. Apologies for the inconveniences. Rourke, we should get going. He sort of shimmies, like almost breaks into a sprint, stops, goes back to the table, grabs all of the papers, like grabs the pile of mostly transcribed papers, even off of like under your hands, Erica. I'm sorry, I need to take this for our priest. Excuse
Sorry,
me.
were those his copies or all the
Yeah,
His
original?
copies.
They were his copies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He grabs his
Yes, I
He
copies.
was
What is
just like, I'm just like, that was
Grabs
so
everything.
sketchy. He's like, let me just take everything.
Yeah, no. He grabs the copies and leaves the originals. Silera, I mean, you
It
get
just, like, I guess what I was trying to sense was like it seemed like he was like trying to like grab them very quickly, like he was trying to scurry out of there before
yeah.
being caught.
You get the feeling like no, it's more like he's been outranked and he's trying very quickly to get the fuck out of here before he causes something that he regrets.
Gotcha.
It's like the you overstepped your jurisdiction, gotta get the fuck out of here kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Brother Tully, your assistance in this matter is most appreciated, and I do thank you for assisting us in the investigation and the transcription of the evidence.
Yeah. You're welcome. It is a pleasure to be able to keep my duties, to uphold my duties. Sir Salazar, I'll take my leave now. And he sort of squirms his way past him and out the back door. And Rourke sort of lingers for a second, and sort of grunts before following behind Tully.
Robin waves.
You get the feeling like if he wasn't a cleric of Avador, he might have flipped you off. But he sort of looks over his shoulder, stares at you, and then keeps walking.
Making friends.
More.
Right. Of course. Look. It's been a long day. I think the lot of you probably need the rest of it. Erica, Robin, if I could have a word with the two of you. Companions are free to go if you so desire, but the three of us need to have a conversation.
Any chance we can put them up in the cathedral for the evening?
Yeah, you're welcome to stay if you'd like to.
Might be easier than heading all the way back down to the Raven.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely take them up on that.
Plus-
You'll probably be more
Well
secure
said.
here too.
The bakery is pretty good if I don't say so myself.
I mean, like, I don't live off bread, but I
No.
will be checking out the bakery. I just, you know.
Sigus,
It's because you know what they have. What they
I am
What they
one
have.
of the bakers in that bakery.
Oh. Well, I don't appreciate the side of it, but I do very much appreciate the information.
It's a humble
I,
brag.
just-
Is what
I
that was.
feel I feel judged, but I'm also grateful.
has.
You need your strength back. You took a
Feel
blow
judged,
that
but
should
also
have
feel
killed
grateful. You might be able to make it in a church.
Accurate.
Okay.
I prefer many books, and then he'll leave.
You got books.
Sigus will pretty much just go get food, but then he's just gonna bunker down and start getting all these spells out of his brain so he can actually cast spells for the team.
Yep.
Killing it.
He's gonna probably pull an all-nighter. So we'll see.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna do a little bit of enchanting, transferring new spells into your book. Erica and Robin, you're being called to go aside in the private study of Salazar to have a little bit of a talk.
Yep.
The rest of you, he's offered you to stay here if you'd like to spend the night at the cathedral. So,
Yeah, sounds great.
okay. Then let's go over the conversation with Salazar. He sort of brings both the two of you into his study. He doesn't like take a seat or anything. He sort of stands to the side, waits for the two of you to enter, and then sort of gently closes the door. Says, okay. Let me just address the most important things first. Erica, I'm sorry for what happened. I had to put you under suspicion, but I always knew that you weren't really to blame for that. What happened?
I understand. Like, in any other circumstance, if I'd been a cleric or if the tenants get in the way sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad that you kept them at heart, much like I taught you. Second thing, Robin, would you mind explaining to me why you have such a horrifyingly large bounty on your head?
Well, for starters, my dad has a lot of money, and I can only imagine that he wants me to come home.
You do realize your bounty does call for you dead or alive?
Yeah. My dad's kind of an asshole. There's a reason I ran away.
I suppose Corvosans do have their ways, consorting with demons and all.
and it's also significantly less dead. Suppose he does want an heir, so there's that.
Perhaps. Well, I would have appreciated a little bit more clarity on your past behaviors. Though, there is one thing that concerns me about the bounty. It says you're wanted for some major theft.
Oh yeah, yeah. My auntie Elle is with the Scarny, and yeah, she totally used me as a tool to rob a bank. Yep.
Okay. Well, that explains that. Okay. Okay. Look.
How much is my bounty out of curiosity?
The one posted in the mayor's office spoke of 10,000 platinum pieces.
My inheritors save us. What in the world? How much did your aunt take? How can he afford that bounty? That's insane.
He kind of, you know, gets interest from the people that take loans, and he basically swindles people for money. Again, my dad's a little bit of an asshole.
I feel like if he has that much on a bounty for you, I don't think your aunt stole enough.
My aunt stole a lot. I didn't count.
Robin, give me a flat intelligence check.
I know how much I made out of the cut,
Yeah.
but
Oh
It's,
my god.
Wow.
Robin's just gonna spitball it. He's gonna be like, it's probably enough to purchase Verizia, I'd imagine.
Robin.
Maybe a couple mithril dragon golems. I don't know, something
No,
like that.
Robin, they definitely didn't steal that much, because if you recall, like, you're trying to remember how much did they steal? It was
Yeah.
like a bag full of platinum, which might have been like at most 5, maybe 7,000 GP. Oh, sorry, GP. Platinum pieces. So like,
Yeah.
it is still a fucking load of money. It is like 70 to about 70,000 gold pieces. But that was like the lot of it. Like, Elle had a bag that she was holding with both hands. Your uncle had another, and you had a smaller one, right?
Yeah.
It's like the bag with the money symbol on front of on the front of it.
Yeah.
You each had one of them, but like it wasn't that much money.
Yeah, so I'll tell Salazar, I'll be like, honestly, we stole not even not even a proportionate amount to make my father blink. Like he didn't lose any money. It's the weirdest thing. We stole money from the bank. As far as I know, the bank didn't actually lose any money.
Did they take anything else? Like, there's no way the bounty's that high for the what you're talking about.
I mean, if I have something that expensive, fucking find it on me, because I would love to know.
I mean, maybe not you, but how much do you trust your aunt and uncle? They are with the Skinari, after all.
I mean, okay, so this is a weird concept, but I trust them. I trust my uncle a lot more than I trust my aunt, but I also trust my aunt just as much because I know my aunt and I know how she works because she taught me everything that I know. So I trust her because I know what she's gonna do, but none of you should trust her. Does that make sense?
I got that impression that we shouldn't trust her.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do about the bounty, Salazar?
The bounty has been null and voided here in Magnamore and the territories within the reach of Magnamore, which extends as far as Turtleback Ferry to the northeast and the well, I'm blanking out on the name of the lake. Give it a sec.
It's like serpentine or something.
It's
One-
something like that. It's like Cyprus. Hang on.
Oh.
Up
Sirentula.
board kind of thing.
Lake Sirentula. Ilsurian, specifically. And as far as Ilsurian to the south, southeast. It might take a few days for word to reach that far, but the warrant shouldn't be held as legal within the grounds of Magnamore anymore. That doesn't stop people from illegally capturing you and taking you back to Corvosa, but they will be doing so outside of the confines of the law.
Fortunately, now I'm not allowed to be taken prisoner against my will. So I'm going to be a terrible prisoner if anybody tries that.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to that.
You and I both.
Make sure that he doesn't put himself in too much danger, will you?
That's a bigger ask than I think you realize, Salazar, but
Yeah.
he seems to be learning.
I mean, you were a handful at your age, at his age too.
Fair. I guess it just takes us some time for the wisdom of the teachings to make it through our thick skulls.
Yeah. Well, for the time being, the two of you are free to go if you'd like to. We should have a training session before you leave Magnamore, though. Just let me know when you have, if you have plans to leave. We should have a nice sparring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we're going to see if we can track Zanisha. She may have fled to her sister, although I feel like she probably wouldn't do that. But, yeah. I think that's about it. Oh, if we're free to go, I'm going to go grab Sigus. He said he wanted to read some books with me.
You're free to go.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Robin salutes and then heads out.
Yep. What about you, Erica?
I just wanted to say thank you for not giving up on me. I was worried that I'd end up dying of hunger in the dockways or something. We owe those four and, well, Dorban and the rest of the group from Sandpoint more than you know.
I think you're right. I think I'll keep them in my prayers when I give thanks for you.
They'll be in mine as well. But again, thank you, and tell Keith he's gotta still keep his guard up.
I keep telling him he needs to look out for his left hook. Never learns.
You may want to just get him a larger shield.
I was thinking of teaching him how to handle Tower Shield, but I don't think he has the upper arm strength for it.
I don't know. You could get him to work. Go send him to work in the bakery. That'll build up some arm strength.
Probably. Maybe the docks.
Yeah, the docks would also work, although he'll smell like a fish.
You mean he doesn't already? Alright, kiddo. You should get some sleep. I desperately need some myself.
Alright. Let me know if you're going off on more mayor assassin hunting adventures so I can back you up next time. It did not make me comfortable that it was just the two of you.
I'll make sure to keep you informed if I choose to do another one of those.
All right. Inheritor protect you.
Inheritor protect you. And good night, kiddo. And he sort of puts a hand on your head and ruffles your hair as he opens the door.
Night Z.
Yep. And with that, I think that is a very good point for us to end tonight's session.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it was a very rather chill session, but we got all the complicated legal affairs of having murdered a High Justice of Magnamore out of the way.
Yeah, I'm just glad we can now run around.
Yeah,
Put down the stupid snake lady.
yeah, you're now completely free to roam Magnamore. But yeah, that is going to be our session for tonight, and that is also our stream for tonight. So I'm going to end stream here, and we can hang out and talk a little bit afterwards.
Nice
Bye stream.
Bye,
Thanks for everyone
stream.
joining in.
Peace.